loud when we're doing the presentation. Okay, we are live. If you are watching this, it looks like it's going to take, okay, it says presentation will start within 60 seconds.
Should we like hold up the like?
No. I could screen share that, but I think people want to see our beautiful smiling faces. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm getting close. Are you guys here yet? I see that a bunch of you are here. So if you are just arriving to the webinar, welcome.
Nice hair flip.
You like that? I'm like, okay, guys.
Right. Get your hair out.
Yeah, everybody get your hair out. That's step one. So if you guys are here, if you're coming in, it will probably take a few minutes for people to start to trickle in. We're expecting a few hundred of you. Yay! It's going to be so fun. But if you are already here, if you want to give us a little hello in the chat box and tell us your name and where you're from, we would love to welcome you.
Yeah, I want to know who's in here.
Who's here?
Where's my peeps?
Yeah, tell us. Oh yeah, you guys are here. They're coming in force. So if you haven't met me yet, hi, I'm Amelia. And if you haven't met Carrie yet, that's Carrie.
I'm Carrie.
She's Carrie. Okay. Hi, Viv. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Coming in from all over New York City, Sacramento, France. Wow. Ontario, Canada. Wow. Hi, you guys. Yay. Welcome. Edinburgh. Okay. Scotland in the house. Elena from Fort Myers, Tennessee Valley. All over. Yes.
Tara. Tara, you're in Alaska. Wow. That's far and cold.
Can you guys tell we have to get closer to the screen to read your comments?
I thought, you guys, glasses or no glasses? Type it in the comments.
You know what? If we wear our glasses, then we can read their comments from back here, and we don't have to get really close to the screen.
We were debating on whether or not we should put our glasses on, or we should just be like.
Christine from Paris is in the house. Chelsea from
Look, they're all telling me to wear my glasses.
Well, we're both going to wear. This is like how everybody knows that we're really professional because we have our glasses on. Right? Yeah,
because you guys aren't going to take us seriously with two blondes without glasses, right?
Well, the hair flip helped, I think, but
start the show with the hair flip.
Okay.
You're not going to tell us not to wear glasses, though. So it's kind of like one of those questions, you know, like, does my butt look big? I mean, you're always going to answer no to that.
Erica has her glasses on too, so it's like a glasses party. And Bentley says now we can take you seriously.
Bentley, so what's up?
I think it's a good thing. I
met Bentley in Arizona. You know, her Instagram is Bentley _ like the car.
Is that right? That's a pretty good. That's a good one. At least
I know. I never forget her ever.
So obviously you guys are totally hip to the chat box because the comments are pouring in. That's going to be your playground for this whole presentation. So if at any point you got questions, Bentley's like, that's me. If you guys have questions, if you have questions that you want for the Q&A, we're going to encourage you to write them down because obviously this chat feed is going to keep going like this. That's how a chat feed goes. But you can also type them in the chat box, especially if it's a clarifying question about something that we're talking about right then, and maybe it's unclear. So yeah, if you're just arriving still, you tell us your name and where you're from in the chat box. And we're not going to wait for everybody that's registered because a lot of people signed up and they're going to watch the replay later. So we are going to get started. And throughout the presentation, you guys are going to be seeing the slides. Our beautiful shining faces will be back at the end for the Q&A. So we love you. We're still here, even though you're looking at slides. Claudia's in West Palm Beach. You got a neighbor here.
Claudia, I've known Claudia forever. Claudia is an amazing Zumba instructor. Claudia, are you still doing Zumba? And she does yoga. She does Pilates. She does everything.
She's cool.
Amazing.
Giselle,
I'm so happy to see all my friends.
I used to live up in Cayucas, Giselle. I see that you are up there. Jamie, what's up, Jamie? Okay, we love you guys, and we're super excited to be here. We have so much to share with you, so
we got to get going.
Get right into it because we have no time to waste. So that being said,
we could just sit here all day with the chat box, couldn't we?
We could. We would just like hang out with you guys and chat.
Oh, all me. All right.
Okay, so first things first, we are not getting started soon. We are already started. So
whoop, whoop.
Welcome to Instagram Worthy, you guys. This is your 2-hour live intensive training about how to grow your Instagram and create an engaged digital community. So you guys have been probably already seen some of these tips when you watch the welcome video, but if you are just arriving, make sure you close your other browsers and apps. You'd want to have as much bandwidth as possible so that the presentation does not buffer. Wear headphones. That's recommended so that you don't have any weird echo and so that you can hear us. Grab a drink, snack, maybe some coffee or some juice or something. This is going to be, 2 to 2.5 hours with the Q&A. We are going to cram a lot in, so make sure that you don't get hangry. Have a notebook and pen or your Instagram workbook. Your workbook's going to be really handy for writing down inspiration, ideas, tips, and tricks. And then make sure that you have the next 2 hours set aside for your success. That being said, if you do have to leave, if something comes up and you got to bounce out, totally okay. You're going to receive this whole presentation, the webinar plus the Q&A about 4 hours from now in another email with all of the bonus downloads and all of the other offers that we have for you. So get excited. This is going to be such a great webinar and we can't wait to share it with you. If you don't already know us, my name is Amelia Travis. I am at Stoked_Yogi on Instagram. And I am a yoga teacher and stand-up paddleboard teacher trainer. I'm also a business coach and a writer. I have right now 59,000 followers on Instagram thanks to applying the strategies that we are going to teach you in today's webinar. So a little bit of backstory if you don't know. I met Carrie in late 2013, early 2014. And I was working for Glide stand-up paddleboards, and I was reaching out to Carrie to ask her if she would be interested in receiving sponsorship of a couple paddleboards and my teacher training and all of that. At that time, I had 300 followers on Instagram, totally thought it was just for selfies and pictures of my dog and food, which are all great, but not at all using the power of Instagram to help support my business or my personal brand. So I met Carrie. She graciously accepted the offer of the teacher training and the paddleboards. And she was like, hey, girl, why aren't you using Instagram for your business? And I was like, oh, I just don't really think that's, very effective. And she's like, you just reached out to me because I have X number of followers on Instagram to give me free things and give me your training. Like, it is obviously a powerful tool for marketing and sales. And I was like, whoa, you're right. So we became fast friends, and Carrie started giving me some advice, like she's going to give to all of you today about how to grow your Instagram. And within 4 months, 4 months, I went from 300 followers to over 20,000 followers. And since then, I've continued to apply the strategies that she's taught me for growth. And it's been a huge part of my business. And I'll give you some statistics for that later. But that first year, I went from making $15,000 a year teaching yoga to over $150,000 business income because of the growth on Instagram. And 90% of those customers were coming from Instagram. So Carrie has obviously really learned how to harness the power of Instagram for success for herself, and also consulted with major brands in the yoga industry, teaching them how to apply these strategies. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, our Instagram guru. Who are you?
Oh, Amelia, you're so nice. You're so nice to me. Okay, so a lot of you know me, but probably some of you don't, who maybe came here from Stoked Yogi, from Amelia's postings and all her emails and all of that stuff. So my name is Carrie Burnham, a yoga teacher in South Florida. I'm known on Instagram as Beach Yoga Girl. So if you don't follow, you can go follow me right now. You can have your phones handy too, as long as you're not being distracted by them, but you can have your phones handy and look up accounts as we start calling them out and as we start going through this 2-hour webinar. Okay, so Beach Yoga Girl, go follow, and Amelia Travis, otherwise known as Stoked_Yogi, go follow both of us. Let me tell you a little bit like my background of how I got to Instagram. So about 5 years ago, I've been a yoga teacher now for 16 years, but about 5 years ago, I was teaching beach yoga for $5 on the beach, not making very much money, but very happy. My husband had a nice job, so I didn't really need a huge income. And it was, teaching yoga at the beach. I was getting tan and things were great. And I guess I had a friend who recommended Instagram as a photo editing app. You know, she's like, hey, look at this app. You can put all these cool filters on it. So when I got on, I realized it was a little bit more than just a photo editing app. It was actually a share program where you can meet other people. And I got really inspired when I saw a girl post a picture of a handstand at the beach. And I don't know, it's just, I love photography, and I just wanted to create that image. So I did. I threw my legs up in the air, not really knowing how to handstand, and posted it. And all these people started commenting and following me. And I just realized, oh my gosh, all of a sudden this app could be something where I could connect with other like-minded individuals. I still wasn't thinking about it for business, but I wanted to, you know, like basically find my tribe of people who enjoyed the same things that I did. Within 4 months, I had begun doing yoga challenges and connecting with all these people, and had a really strong friendship with a lot of other people who were doing the same thing. At that time, there was probably maybe like 5 or 6 of us who were posting yoga selfies. You know, I had blocked all my friends and family because I was afraid that they were going to, you know, think I was narcissistic or something. And so I just thought this will be a way for me to inspire my yoga practice. So within 4 months, I went from 20 followers to 20,000 followers that quickly. And I just really started studying Instagram and how it worked, and how I could turn this platform into a way for me to make money and to expand what I was already doing, which was my love for teaching and fitness and whatnot. And within the first year, so within the first 4 months, I had 20,000. And then within the first year, I had over 250,000 followers. So the stuff that I'm going to show you guys today, and Amelia's going to show you today, is not only things to grow your Instagram, but really behind the techniques and the tips is the why and the how and the, you know, the reasons for your presence on Instagram. And that's really what that we're most excited about sharing with you today.
Yay. Thank you so much for that, Carrie. Okay. So that being said, you guys are all ready to level up your Instagram, and we are super glad that you're here. I want to remind you not to compare your beginning to someone else's middle, because no matter where you are in your Instagram journey, you are at the perfect place to start growing or to continue your growth. So our goal for you is that you will at least double your Instagram following this year. And, you know, like that may seem like a lofty goal to you, but like we just shared with you, Carrie grew from 20 followers to 20,000. Mine went from 350 to over 20,000, all within the course of 4 to 6 months. So you can do this. We totally believe in you, and we know that this level of growth is possible. So yeah, let's teach you how to do it.
Let's do it. All right. So you are in the right place. If you are here because you're an entrepreneur and you have some kind of awesome product or service, you're also in the right place if you have value, right? But growth is a little bit slow. So sometimes it's like, I have this great product or idea, or my story is awesome, and I can't seem to grow. I can't seem to get past a certain number that I'm at. Why? So you are definitely in the right place. We're going to show you how. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, stuck, you know, what is the trick to growing your Instagram? We're going to show you how today. And you are in the right place if you need to level up your sales and income to have a little bit more breathing room. So today, you guys, ultimately, a lot of people, you know, the whole point of being on Instagram and sharing is, yes, we want to increase our followers. But why do we want to do that? You know, very few people want to just do it because they just want fame. You know, they don't really care about anything else. They, you know, generally have a product to sell, a service to sell, or their own persona. Maybe it's their brand and they have, you know, something that they do outside of it. Maybe they're a teacher, or, you know, they have a program they want to sell, or they're a yoga teacher or a fitness coach or a musician. You know, maybe you're a musician. So you guys, this is going to be for everyone, not just yoga people. I know we're both kind of yoga teachers and it would seem like it, but this is going to be for everyone. So I'm excited.
Thanks, Carrie. Okay, so in the chat box right now, give us just a quick answer. How did you hear about this training? I'm curious to know how you guys got here. Since 2014, over 50% of my overall customers for stand-up paddleboard yoga, teacher trainings, retreats, merchandise, all of that, over 50% of my customers have come directly from Instagram. For Carrie at Beach Yoga Girl, that number is over 90%. And I'm seeing it come through like on Carrie's stories, live Instagram. Instagram works, you guys. It builds business. You guys are a testimonial to that in your answers. So Instagram is so successful for a lot of reasons, but it's faster than a blog post, more visual than Twitter. You know, you can have a more in-depth caption than Pinterest. It's easier to be found and easier to grow than Snapchat. It's more intuitive to use than YouTube and a little bit, you know, less of a learning curve. And in general, not always, but there's less drama than Facebook. And, you know, we want to save the drama for your mama. So Instagram is the place to be. You guys are in the right place.
The numbers don't lie. Instagram has over 700 million active daily users, and their goal for 2017 is 1 billion. That's totally nuts. Over 40 billion photos have been shared on Instagram, and people spend more time on social media than email nowadays, okay? So this is really just a very powerful medium that we want you guys to harness. The top brands post at least 5 times a week, and 75% of Instagram users take some sort of action, such as visiting your website or, you know, something like that after they click on your Instagram post. They see your post and then they go to your bio, or if it's in stories, they swipe up. And so 75% of them take some sort of action. That's a crazy number.
Yes, that is a crazy number. And why do you guys think that is? The simple answer is to think about the way that you use Instagram. And I can see it even in just the chat feed that you guys just answered, not just that you came through Instagram, but you said Amelia's Instagram or Carrie's Instagram. You feel like you know the people that you follow. I know that I do. I mean, there's people that I've been following for years and I feel super connected to them. So Instagram is about building relationships. And not just any kind of relationship, but personal relationships. So think about the times that you're using Instagram. Like when I'm liking the picture of, you know, your cat in a sweater or flowing through the yoga sequence that you posted, or maybe I'm watching your birthday party on stories, we're developing a personal relationship. And a lot of times I'm looking at that stuff in some intimate moments. Like I might be laying in bed going to sleep, or I might be having my morning coffee. You know, maybe it's even more intimate than that. I'm not going to admit to using Instagram in the bathroom, but I'm just saying some people do. Some people do. Okay. So the other thing is people start scrolling. They get on Instagram and they scroll or they post when they need a little bit of love. So let's just be transparent about that. You know, there's a dopamine factor that happens. If you don't know, dopamine is a neurotransmitter when you're engaging in social media. Seeing, you know, the little hearts or the comments next to your post, it reinforces something. It makes you feel good. And that's a two-way street. So you want to think about your relationships on Instagram, not as followers, but as friends, not as statistics, but as people, and actually cultivate that relationship. Because if I'm familiar with you, if I trust you, if I like you, then I'm way more likely to buy from you, whatever that is. And maybe it's a product, maybe it's a service, or maybe you're just looking for people to come and read your blog. But either way, if I'm familiar with you, trust you, and like you, I'm way more likely to follow up with a positive action on whatever it is that you are offering me. So we have 2 hours of awesomeness for you. 1, we're going to talk about why grow your Instagram. 2, we're going to talk about growing your presence, which is your personal brand on Instagram. 3, we'll talk about growing your community, which is, you know, in other words, following the number of people that are following you. And then last, we'll talk about diving a little bit deeper into growing your expertise and where you can go from this next. Think of us as speaking like a podcast on 1.5 or 2 times speed. If you miss something, we can circle back to it in the Q&A. So don't be discouraged if we are going very, very fast.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover, you guys. And, you know, we're going to provide you with all of these slides and then the workbook as well. So, you know, you don't have to take notes. However, we created some of these summary slides for you in case you do want to take notes. And it does kind of reinforce your learning if you do take notes. I always make my students take notes in my workshop, so I highly suggest it. So 5 pro tips that you're going to learn today is number 1, why your bio is essential to getting new followers. Number 2, why free cookies, you're going to find out what that is, are the key to continual organic growth. Number 3, how to gain influence. Okay, influence is a big deal. How to gain influence by just reaching one person. How to make your hashtags hustle, and the secret to cracking the algorithm code.
Thank you, Carrie. Aaron just asked a great question about how much harder it is to gain followers now than in 2014. We're going to answer that in the Q&A a little bit later. So if you guys do have questions, write them down in your notebook and save them till the end, and we will make sure that we answer them. So part 1, why grow your Instagram? We're going to cover how to find and build your tribe, how to uncover and get clear on your purpose, how to become an influencer, and how sharing your unique message builds trust and loyalty. So why do you want to grow your Instagram? There are 3 great reasons to grow this community. One is positive action. When you have a network of like-minded people, you can strive towards a common goal and affect change in the world. Number 2 is profit. You actually want to sell goods, services, or ideas either online or convert real life customers for your local business. Like maybe you have a local bakery, you want more people to find it, you're going to post beautiful pictures of your cakes, and the people are going to flock to you in droves. And the third is purpose. Each of us have a unique purpose. There's a reason that you're here. And I don't just mean here in this webinar, I mean here on this planet. And your purpose is meant to be shared. So your purpose and your message are unique gifts that you can share to improve other people's lives. So that is another great reason to share on social channels. So your purpose is why you exist. Your positive action is how you fulfill that purpose, and profit is what happens when the 2 are aligned. And I'm going to give you an example. Google's mission statement, if you don't know who Google is, then I'm not sure I can help you, but Google's purpose is to make the world's information more easily accessible. The positive action that they took to do that is they created the world's most powerful search engine, which is accessible in just 1 click. Other examples like Tom's Shoes, their mission or their purpose is to make life more comfortable. How do they do that? They make comfortable shoes, and then they do buy one, give one, where they supply shoes to people in developing countries. For both of those companies, profit happens when those 2 things are aligned. For me at Stoked Yogi, my mission, my purpose is to empower people to pursue their dreams. I do that through the positive action of providing transformative experiences through yoga and the water. At Beach Yoga Girl, Carrie's purpose is to help people discover their purpose. She actually believes that's why she's here. And so she teaches yoga and meditation so people learn to listen within. For both of us, we've learned to align our purpose with positive action, and the result has been profit. We've had success in our businesses because we found a way to get these things together. So the goal of your Instagram is not popularity, okay? Popularity is a side effect from all the strategies that we're going to teach you. The goal is positive action, profit, and purpose. So how are we going to do that? Well, it starts with building a tribe. A tribe is any social division that has a common culture. So on Instagram, you're going to be connected with people who share a common culture with you, people who like the same things that you like, who believe some of the same things that you believe. So in your workbook, you have a page that says build your tribe, and you might want to flip to that page now and just jot down some ideas if they come to you. So why do you want to build your tribe? Well, the short answer is Instagram is not about you, sister or mister. It's about them. It's about your follower. It's about your friend and how your story makes them feel. So I want to encourage you to start thinking about this today. Who is your ideal follower? And that might also be your ideal customer. Who is the person that's going to be excited about the things that you're excited about? What value does that person bring to you? Are they giving you support towards pursuing your own dreams? Are they giving you feedback that helps you refine and come better? Or are they actually giving you a sale? And then what are you giving them? And we're going to talk about giving a lot, but you should be giving that person something in pretty much every post, because giving makes the world go round. And it also is what helps people stick around. So what are you giving them? And then lastly, what are you selling them? We're going to give and give and give. And then at some point, when you're ready to share with them your valuable product, service, whatever it is that you're offering, you're going to sell that to them. They're going to be so connected with you and so engaged with you that they're going to be happy to, more than happy. They're going to be excited to participate, and they're going to want to give you that money. So at the end of the day, your tribe is people like you who like you.
That's awesome. And you know, you guys are a good example of exactly that. Every one of you most likely are here because of either Amelia or myself. You were a follower, or you came to one of our classes, or you somehow know us and we created a connection with you. In fact, if you came here from like a random ad and you have no idea who we are, please type it in.
Yeah,
You know, that would be interesting to see if there's anybody here on there, or if all of you are actually our followers and actually our students and people that we've made connections with, because that is why you're here, is because we have been able to create a relationship with you based on these principles that we're teaching you. So let's talk about purpose. Now, this is my favorite subject ever. You know, I talk about this all the time. You know, the definition is the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists, you know. And if you think about that, like, something exists. Why? For a purpose. Everything has a purpose. I don't believe that anything is random in life. So if you had to pick one thing, what do you get most excited about? So, you know, this is like, for me, you know, helping others and showing people how to find their purpose, or having, you know, teaching people how to hear that voice within, all of that. I get really, really excited and I can't shut up about it. So you guys think right now, start thinking about what is it in your life that you have created, or that you enjoy, or that you've done, or something that, like, when you sit down with a friend, that if they bring up this topic or they ask you about it, you're so excited. You're like, oh, let's talk. Da, 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 da. Like Amelia and I, like, we end up on the phone for hours because we share very common interests with the same thing. So.
Yes, we do. We like talking about spirituality. We like talking about yoga, but really we like talking about the bigger things in life, like purpose. So if you want to, if you feel inspired, go ahead and type it in the chat box. Let us know what you get excited about, because your passion reveals your purpose. So if you're like, I have no idea what my purpose is, and that topic kind of intimidates me, that's normal. You are completely normal. Uncovering it, you know, is a process of just starting to think about, where does your heart lie? Where dance? Joanne says dance. Perfect example. So think about, what do you talk a lot about? You can jot that down in your notebook or in the chat comment. And then what do you get really excited about? Because following your excitement, following your joy is going to lead you to your purpose. And probably you are actually an expert on a particular subject that might be related to your purpose. So like Claudia says, making others feel better in their bodies. So body image, that's a huge one that I also feel super, super passionate about. So start to think about, what do you know a lot about? And maybe what you know a lot about and what you're excited about are not anywhere in the same, you know, area. And if that's the case, then you might want to reconsider what you're learning a lot about, what you know a lot about, and you might want to redirect it to the thing that you're really excited about. And then, you know a lot about some things and you know just some stuff about others. I want to remind you guys that expertise is a spectrum. So when you are presenting yourself as an expert in any particular field, let's use Carrie and I as an example. Carrie is an expert on Instagram. It's evident because she has 1 million followers, engaged followers on Instagram. Therefore, she's clearly an expert. Now, I would say that I am also an expert on Instagram, but expertise is a spectrum. So my expertise might be less than Carrie's expertise, but more than, Joe. Joe is an imaginary person, more than Joe's expertise. So don't ever be disheartened or discouraged that you are not an expert because you don't know everything. None of us can know everything, right? But we can all know something. And you can always help educate somebody else, inspire somebody else, empower and encourage somebody else who might know a little bit less than you about that topic. So these are just ideas, things to start getting you considering your purpose. And if you're interested in diving more into purpose, we're going to do a lot of that in the upcoming series of webinars and workshops that we're going to offer that we'll talk about at the end. So if purpose excites you, stay tuned.
All right. So maybe some of you here just want to be an influencer. And actually, speaking of influence, all of you need to be influencers. Okay. So in our life, if we are mothers or fathers or teachers or whatever it is, we have influence over others. And being able to harness that influence is how you can make your Instagram grow and how you can create a sustainable business, whatever it is that you do, is by influence. Okay, so let's talk about how to become an influencer. Now, the first thing you guys need to know is that influence must be earned. You can put whoever you want in these positions, but if there was a high office and if somebody got the job in the high office, right, for a little while, they might have a little bit of influence, right, just because of the position. But if they don't have anything to back that up, right, they have to earn that influence. Okay, so their influence will be ruined if they don't have anything to back that up. You have to earn it, and you have to earn it by knowing who your audience is. Okay, you know who are the people that are following you and who are the people that you want to follow you, their likes, their dislikes, what engages, what doesn't. Remember, this is all about them. So when you're growing your Instagram, it's really important that you understand that every post, every image, everything that you're doing on social media, on Instagram, is about the follower that you're trying to attract, that you're trying to gain influence over. If you make it about yourself, you'll never gain influence, okay? You need to be of value to people. So offer on Instagram, okay? So we're talking about Instagram, but this is really for all social media platforms, but you want to offer value. So offer help. You can offer inspiration. Inspiration is great. There's lots of accounts that I follow that are just inspiration accounts, but after a while, if they don't give me anything else, maybe someone else inspires me and I unfollow them because it's been there, done that. That's all, that's all they've ever done is just give me inspiration. Inspiration is a good one to start with, but I wouldn't suggest you just stay there with the inspiration. You want to give them education. If you're a teacher, teach. If you know how to cook, give them recipes, and whatever it is that you do, give them some sort of education. Maybe if you make clothes, okay, you can give them something about how to do this or how to do that or do it yourself or how to make an outfit work or what the, palette is to create spring colors. I don't know. I'm obviously don't sell clothes, so I don't know, but something like that, right? So give them something, educate them on something and elevate others. So, I love to see accounts that boost other accounts, that prop people up and say, hey, check out this account. It's awesome. And you'll notice that I do that quite frequently on my account where I'll post someone else's post and say, look at this girl. She's amazing. You got to go follow her. Or, hey, check out this guy's photography. He's amazing. Oh my gosh, you got to follow him. Because first of all, I just love, supporting people and I love helping others, but it lets people know that it's not all about you and that you actually are very humble and that you're willing to lift other people up. People feel things when they read your post. They feel things when they see your images. And if it's always about you, you're going to turn people off really, really quickly. Okay. So you want to focus on them, focus on the people you're trying to, be of influence too. All right. The number one reason why people don't earn influence is because they focus too much on themselves and not others. All right. You want to offer to people some kind of direction or hope. Now, you guys, a good, every now and again, okay, a good, woe is me post, where you're oh, life is so terrible, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's some humanity. And, some people like that. But, if you're like that all the time, trust me, people are going to unfollow you. They don't want to hear it. They'll tell you to be positive. They're please stop talking about it. I mean, I can literally say, what I'll do on my post is I'll share something that has happened that's been bad in my life. And then I always try and spin it into something positive or some lesson that I've learned. And even when I do that, there are these people who are you shouldn't focus on the negative. And I'm oh my God. So really people just they want to feel good. They want to feel like you are giving them hope and direction and that you're positive. And so as much as you possibly can, make every single post, don't fake it. Okay. As I'm not telling you to fake it. If you're in a bad mood and bad way, there's a way you can write and post that without flat out, ruining your account. You can share inspiration in that way that, what, today's a bad day, but tomorrow's going to be a better one. And, here's what I'm going through and, things like that. So give them direction and hope is really, really important.
Thank you so much, Carrie. That is a perfect segue to sharing your message. So Instagram is all about sharing your message, and your message is the story that you're sharing with the world. So right now, take a look at the image here that's on the right-hand side, and just type in the chat box one word that comes to mind when you look at this image. What does it make you feel? What do you see in the image? And I'll tell you guys a little bit about what I see. For me, this image is about adventure, right? It's about travel because they obviously have a van. They're going from point A to point B. And it's also about daring. And yeah, those answers are all going in: adventure, journey, family. One person sees family there. So we all see something different. Let's go camping, taking the high road, hiking, romance, adventure, all of these things. You guys are all receiving a different story from this image, but there are some common themes. And those common themes are travel, freedom, adventure, obviously the great outdoors. This is from Prana. This is a post that was posted on Prana's account, which is interesting because Prana is a clothing company, but you can't really actually see the apparel in this image. I mean, you can tell that they're wearing outdoorsy clothes, but you can't, it's not like it's showing you like, hey, buy these pants. They're not telling you to buy the pants. They're telling you that their brand has a priority of adventure, of traveling. As Bentley said, disconnecting to connect. So getting out in nature, finding yourself, right? We get all of that from one image. So every image that you're posting on Instagram is telling a story. You're also telling a story in your caption, and that's a little bit more direct. Both the image and your caption are going to communicate your message, okay? And your message is more than just a per post. It's something that's coming through in your gallery, by which I mean all of your posts together. Maybe part of it is in your bio. It's basically your unique story, the way that you're communicating your purpose with the world. So all good stories have both light and dark, success and failure. Like Carrie just said, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to fake it. Perfection causes disconnection, okay? Don't try to be perfect, but do be real. Part of sharing your message is sharing with people what challenges you've overcome, what obstacles have been showing up in your life that you've had to work through, and how did you do that? Again, offering people hope and direction. Any tragedy can become a triumph to share with the world. And, you know, examples like I've shared the story of how I broke my back surfing and how that redirected me from trying to go to school and become a lawyer to realizing that I wanted my life to be about the joy of movement. You know, Carrie's shared her story about, you know, dealing with fibromyalgia, dealing with chronic pain, and how she's overcome those through fitness and through health. So we have a message, right? Part of my message is body image. I want people to love themselves. And that is really, really hard to do. It's something we have to work on every single day. So, you know, every other day or every third day, I'm probably sharing something that has to do with body image. So what story are you telling? What is your message? And if you don't know yet, that's okay. This is where you know, getting quiet, practicing meditation, or just starting to think about like, what are the challenges that have recurred in my life and what have I learned from those? Because those are probably going to be part of your message. Sharing your message builds loyalty. How does it do that? Well, one, it offers vulnerability, and vulnerability creates connection, which is a basic human need. We all need to feel connected to each other, which is why we're on social media for the most part in the first place. Honesty invites community because you're inviting other people to feel safe and sharing their story as well. Sharing can also improve lives because you're actually sharing a quality product or service. If you make the most amazing yoga pants ever, or you make, you know, the best new, like, you know, organic granola bar, you want to share that with people. It's going to help them in their life. In real life connection comes through sharing. You can offer meetups, retreats, trainings, classes, workshops, any kind of event where people get to actually come and experience your business or your brand in person. And then lastly, and possibly most importantly, being unafraid to share your greatness gives other people permission to shine too. So don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because you're going to inspire and empower other people to do that in their own lives, which is super important.
Yeah, that's so good, Amelia. And, you know, you guys, we don't all have to share the innermost, you know, feelings and experiences. Like some people share very vulnerably. I mean, I shared about being sexually assaulted when I was 14, and I had over oh my gosh, I want to say like 4,000 comments, and I had people sending me emails and messages. And, you know, maybe you don't want to go that deep, right? But you can certainly share things in a vague way that let others know that, you know what, you understand the struggle, you understand where they're at. And when you meet people in that vulnerability place, there's a connection that happens where they trust you, and you've been vulnerable with them, and they believe what you're saying, and they trust you, and you strike this heart chord with them that is something that you can't buy. You can't buy that. You really, you guys, like, the more I can, you know, encourage you to just do what Amelia said and be vulnerable with your postings and the reason why. Like, if you make yoga clothes, you know, why did you start this business? What is it about for you? What is it? What's your struggle? Where have you been? Why did you do this? You know, or if you're a musician, where do you get your songs from? And how do you know, connect? And what are the things that you've gone through? And that will really connect with people. Okay. So what we learned in part 1, you guys, is that growth comes from purpose, positive action, and profit. Building your tribe turns followers into customers. Okay. And that word customers, you can make that word whatever you want, but the people that are you're ultimately
you could say friends.
Selling. Yeah, friends, selling,
followers into friends.
whatever that is. But customers is really ultimately, you know, I doubt most of us are on Instagram, or you're actually on this webinar because you just want to do it for fun. You know, ultimately you're trying to grow something, right? So these are the customers you're trying to grow. Your passion reveals your purpose. So think about it. What are you passionate about? What can you talk about for hours and hours and hours? What do you love more than anything? And maybe it's not the business that you're in right now. And maybe you need to do some soul searching and change directions. This is a really important question. I don't believe in a plan B. I am not a plan B person. My kids, like, they, you know, I know this is terrible, but like, I want them to go to college. I want them to do all that. But if they tell me that they want to do this or that, like my one son tells me he wants to invent a watch where he can transport people to another, you know, time. It's a time travel watch. I'm like,
I want it. I'm his first customer. I'll buy it.
I'm all for it. I'm like ready to like invest. If you can do this, son, like forget college, like this is going to be like amazing. He's so into it, you know, and I'm just supportive of like, hey, I'm going to support your dreams, whatever they are. And I feel like there shouldn't be a plan B. Whatever your dreams and your passion is, that's why you're here on this planet. So do it. All right. And influence is about them, not you. These followers, these people that you're trying to have influence over, it's all about them. So focus on them each time you post. Okay. Each time you write that post up, think about what you're trying to say to them, and don't make it about yourself. And sharing your message is going to build trust and loyalty. So you guys figure out your purpose, figure out what is this message that you're going to share with them, and then realize that as you do that, you're going to build trust and loyalty from these followers, and they're going to prop you up and build you up, and it's just going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing. Okay, so you guys, now is your time to shine. You're like, yes, Amelia, Carrie, we know that. That's why we're here. So let's get you shining. Part 2, we're going to talk about growing your presence. And when we say presence, we mean your brand identity on Instagram. So how you're showing up and showing yourself to your community. So what we're going to cover in part 2, 1, first impressions count, how to craft a bio that converts. And by convert, I mean gets them to hit the follow button. 2, defining your brand, how to create a signature style and a beautifully curated gallery. Because remember, when people come and they aren't following you yet, they have to actually go and look at your account and look at your feed to hit the follow button. So having your bio on point and a beautifully curated gallery is super important for getting them to join you. 3, we're going to talk about taking better photos. 4, posting with purpose. And we've just talked about purpose. Well, how do you tie that into your posts? Every post needs to have compelling content, which educates or inspires, or both. We're going to talk about living in the moment or shooting and stashing. Do you build up pictures to post later, or do you only post from in the moment? And that may vary whether you're a business or a personal brand. And then lastly, how to stay true to yourself, because it's so easy to get caught up in comparison and competition and to try to be like this person or that person. But you need to be like you, because there's only one of you, and that's what's going to resonate with the person who is your perfect follower, friend, customer. Okay.
Now, I want you guys to think about this. Are you a business or are you a personal brand? Okay. And if you're a business, it's obvious you're a business and you're going to run your account like a business. If you're a personal brand, you need to decide how you're going to you know, put your account. I still suggest it being as a business. If you have something to sell, you should do it as a business because you can do promotions and things like that on Instagram. But this is a question you need to ask yourself. Okay. So first impressions count. All right. I want you guys to pull up your own Instagram right now and look at it. And we're going to compare it here to Miss Stoked Yogi. If you're not following her, go follow her right now. All right. So Stoked Yogi. All right. So when you guys look at her account, all right, here's just a few things, right? The headshot or the logo. Okay. So the picture here is really important. Now, I used to have this joke with other yogis. Like I remember years ago with this one yogi who I loved her. She only had like, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 followers. And I was growing. I had like 250,000. And she was like, how do you do it? And I said, well, I looked at her account and I said, well, look at your picture. It was like something like, I don't know, it was something not related to yoga and everything. It was like a picture of like a flower or something, right? I said, maybe if you put a yoga picture there, people would actually think, you know that you're a yoga account. So like the picture is really important. Lately, what I've really noticed is the better your profile shot or your images or your headshot is, and if you're looking at the camera and your picture is inviting people in, like Amelia's got this shot here where it's like, hey, come surf with me, let's go in the water. That's what I feel like when I see her image. Okay, so you want that image to create a feeling for people. It can be different for everybody, but make sure it's a really bright, it's got a bright color in it, and it's a very clear image, okay? And it really just invites people to come in. All right, you want your title, the top line there, it says Stoked Yogi and it says Amelia Travis. So she's running this as a business, but she also wants people to know that it's her. It's all about her and her business. So she is Stoked Yogi, okay? She has hers as a business account because I can tell this because underneath her name, it says sports and fitness instruction. This carries over from Facebook. You need to have a Facebook business page in order to have a business account on Instagram. If you don't have a Facebook business page, you need to go and get one, okay? If you want to run it this way. And I highly suggest that you do. Facebook, I just recently heard that they're going to be phasing out the like feature. So even if you don't have any likes on your page, it's going to be okay. I guess they're coming out with a whole new thing, which is kind of scary, but we'll see what it is. But you just go get a business page on Facebook and then you can link it to your Instagram and you can do all kinds of cool stuff. Now the second line there, it says ERYT 500. If you're a yoga teacher, you know what that means. If you are looking to be a yoga teacher, you know what that means. If not, you might not know what that means, but she's trying to appeal with that to yoga people. So that's why it's there. And SUP yoga trainer, if you are interested in stand-up paddle board training, you know what that is. So she's actually defining her follower by that sentence right there, okay? Because some people who are going to come to her account are going to be like, I have no idea what that means. I don't really know. But she knows that if someone is interested in those two things, they might follow her just because of that. And then she's got her cool, I think she should change that second thing.
I did change it.
Badass. You did?
I did.
I was making a joke with her that I couldn't remember it. She said, it says right here, boss lady biz coach. And I kept thinking it said badass boss coach or whatever. So I've been calling her the badass business coach. And that's her new hashtag. So
I owned it, you guys. It is now on my bio. It says badass business coach. So.
She really is a badass business coach, you guys. If you need business coaching, I highly suggest Amelia. She's amazing. So that's lets you know that she's kind of fun and cool and she understands hashtags and she does business coaching. Then she's got her fitness, yoga, surfing, beach, coffee. Coffee, what does that mean? That means hey, I also want to hang out. I also want to write things other than fitness, yoga, surfing, and beach. I'm also maybe a writer, or I'm going to do some inspirational memes and things like that. That's what that coffee says to me. She tells you where her YouTube is. She's got her special hashtag, which is hashtag mermaid yogis. Okay. And we're going to talk more about this later, but she's got her own hashtag and she's got her website there. And then you'll see this call and email that is only for business accounts. You can choose to leave the call off if you want. I don't have my phone number on there at all. Do not want anybody calling me.
Yeah,
but
I have a business line, you guys. So only use that if you have a dedicated business line and office hours. Otherwise, you don't want your personal cell phone on there unless you want to answer calls from people that found you on social media. In which case,
you don't. Trust me, you don't want to do that. You want a business line or somebody else answering that line or whatever. So yeah. And all right. So this is how you craft a nice bio. If your bio doesn't have these aspects, it doesn't have this stuff, then you're missing out on communicating your message right away to people who are going to randomly come to your account and find your account. You want to get it across to them what you do, who you are, every little thing that you can possibly get there in your bio. Okay. And you guys, you can feel free to type in any questions about this. And if we don't get to them during this section, we'll get to them during the Q&A. But really important is that you guys have a website. I saw some of you who wrote on my post I guess it was from stories, but I asked you to go comment on my post and you went in and did, and then I checked out your account. And a lot of you were missing a website. You didn't have a website to go to. Now, it can be anything, you guys. It can be your Facebook page. If you don't have a website yet, but you have a Facebook page, link it to your Facebook page. It can be linked to just about anything that you can link something to. So make sure there's a link there that people can get a hold of you and read more about you, even if it's one of those, GoDaddy kind of websites that's just an information page. It's really important that you have that. Alrighty.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. And we just had a comment from Vivian that says she had no idea that that Instagram could be a business account. So, and Yelly just asked if we're going to give Facebook on your Instagram accounts, which we will do during the Q&A. So in summary, your bio needs to tell who you are, what you offer, where they can find you, and how to reach you. And you have this in your workbook, so you can fill that in for yourself and then go in and edit your Instagram bio later. Now, there's a bonus pro tip in your workbook. You can use something called Linktree to link multiple web addresses, but I want to give you a word of caution on that. It is very useful if you are selling many different things. So for example, while I was selling this webinar, I also don't want to lose sales for my stand-up paddleboard yoga teacher trainings or my local classes. And, maybe I still want people to be able to find my YouTube videos. Maybe I'm selling an ebook on Amazon, all of that at the same time. So it's really good to update your bio link frequently to have it match the post that you just posted that you really want people to take action on, so that there's a clear link for where you want them to go. But sometimes you need all of the links to be available at one time. And if that's the case, you can use Linktree to link multiple web addresses. The only drawback from that is that if you click on Linktree, Instagram is going to give you a little notice and it says you're now navigating away from Instagram. Do you want to do this? For some people, if they're not super savvy with, digital media, that might make them feel uncomfortable, and maybe they won't actually follow through with clicking through to where they're going. But in general, it can be a really helpful tool to link multiple web addresses. Okay. So remember to always be updating your bio link for the thing that you are talking about in your most recent post, because that is very valuable. Next, we're going to talk about defining your brand. Carrie.
All right. And you guys, a lot of this stuff, like we're talking really fast and there's a lot to it. You guys can always watch the replay again later and you can go back to your workbooks, and we are going to have an e-course that's going to really dive deep into these things. So I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, it's too much, too fast. But there's a reason, like we can't fit it all in 2 hours, but we wanted you guys to have this information. Defining your brand is super important. Okay. So we have this account over here. Her name was Fetching Tigers. Okay. And she's a 17-year-old girl who does her photography all with apps. So she takes a photo and then she uses apps to create these amazing images. Okay. And she has the most insane engagement ever. Like, it's like crazy to me. I look at her account and I'm like, wow, like she just has engaged followers, thousands of comments, thousands of likes. And she doesn't post that often. She posts maybe twice a week, if that, but she's highly, highly engaged. And the reason why is because her account, her pictures make you feel something. When you go to them, you're like, oh my gosh, look at this. What is this? And you're just kind of taken away into storyland, into this fantasy land. Like, what is this? And, she's very young and she appeals to this young crowd. And she's done a really amazing job with her account. So her branding, when you go to her account, it's always going to look like this. All right. So when you scroll through your own account, and you can do this now, you can look through your own account. It should have a general feel that is the same throughout. Okay. If you're going to put up memes, you know, like little inspirational sayings or whatever, make sure you're using like the same coloring, the same font, the same typography, you know, that type of thing. You want to make sure that you aren't going off brand, which would be like posting, like, for instance, if I were to post something that was about, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I was just thinking like off, like, I don't know, about like soccer, you know, or like something just random, like, you know, just some weird thing. People would be like, what is this? And they'll unfollow, because a lot of people don't follow very closely and they don't really know who you are in their feed. And then if you post something weird that they're not into, they're going to unfollow you right away and not give you a chance. They're done. They're done with you. You went off brand, forget it. I'm done with you. And people don't like change. So they want you to stay in the same niche. Okay. So whatever your niche is, stay there. And if you're not sure what it is, find out what it is before you spend too much time building that kind of following, okay? Because the people that you build in your following are going to want you to stay in that niche. You know, like I'm in the yoga world. I'm in this kind of fitness yoga world, and I have to stay there forever. I'm also luckily in the beach world, so I have to stay at the beach as well. My husband recently got a job offer to Texas, and I was like, honey, beach yoga girl don't do Texas. Like,
right? Maybe Galveston, but probably not.
That ain't gonna work in Texas. I was like, no, beach yoga girl gotta be at the beach. So lucky for me, you know, I get to stay at the beach. But you guys just make sure that this all kind of looks the same. You have the same image, you have the same quality in your photos. All right. You want to look at your account as a gallery. So when you go to someone's account, right, what do? You scroll through all of their gallery and you go yes or no. Maybe you look at an individual picture, but maybe you don't. You get one shot with some of these people. And if your gallery is crazy and chaotic and you've got different colors and different typography, and you've got, you know, soccer and rainbows and unicorns and flowers and, you know, pictures of the ocean and then pictures of the desert and all this stuff, then people are like, I don't know what to expect from this person. I'm leaving. All right. So that's super important.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. So we ran a little poll in the chat box, which a bunch of you answered whether you were a business, a brand, or an influencer. And it was split pretty evenly. About 48% of you consider yourself a business, 26% of you consider yourself a brand, and 26% of you consider yourself an influencer. So a lot of the things that we're going to share with you have some variance depending on how you define yourself. And that brings us to this next slide, which I want you guys to take a look at. So what we have here are 3 different types of accounts. Robbie Crawford, who's on the left, he's a photographer. So technically, you know, that is a business, but he's really more in the sphere of influencer, just because, you know, he works with other brands. He accepts, you know, endorsements and sponsorships, and he goes out and he creates beautiful images that he then shares. Now, you can be more than one thing. Like, I'm a business, a personal brand, and an influencer. Carrie is also all 3, though she's probably, I mean, really, she's all 3. Melissa Griffin, who's in the middle, this woman is a blogging and like Pinterest coach. So she is a business, but she's personally branded within her business because she uses her name. She used to be called the Nectar Collective, but now she's using her name. So she's a personal brand. And then Blooming Lotus Jewelry, that's a straight up business. This is obviously yoga jewelry, malas, that sort of thing. So when we look at their accounts, it doesn't really, you know, it does change the way that they present themselves in their gallery feed. But really what I want you guys to explore here is, how does each of these accounts make you feel? For me, when I look at Robbie Crawford, I'm like, I want to go surfing. I want to go outside, period. I want adventure. I want to be inspired. In awe of nature. He makes me feel like a badass just looking at his pictures, right? So that's his brand. His brand is badassery as it's related to the ocean, right? When I look at Melissa's account, I'm like, okay, I see laptop. She got her dog. She's laughing in her little like microphone. Maybe she's doing a podcast. I see somebody who's working remote. I see somebody who's self-employed. I see somebody who, you know, is sharing the humanity behind her personal brand. And it does make me a little bit curious. Like, she's working on her couch in that central image. I'm like, okay, this girl has some freedom within her profession. And that makes me curious about that, which is exactly what she's trying to do, because she's selling courses that are going to equip you to have more freedom in your business or your brand. And then I look at Blooming Lotus jewelry, and this just makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel beautiful just by looking at it. It does that because it's clean. The images are all complementary to each other. She has a great use of positive and negative space. And what I mean by that is all of the images are not like super busy. There's not two images next to each other that are the same, but she has common themes. Like in 3 of the images, I see flowers. In 2 of the images, I see the beach. I see I see similar colors. The white is a really clean background. And then she's alternating between, the jewelry and the malas and the beads. So this is what we mean when we say, think about your gallery. Think about the way that people are seeing your feed as a whole, not just an individual image. And I went and looked at an account yesterday, and it was a girl who, like, the last 3 or 4 images that she's posted were all the same image. It was all like she's doing a headstand, same place, same time, just a little bit of variance in the legs. And then all of the posts after that were all different. So to me, it was not as pleasing to the eye as it could have been if she'd taken those 4 images and interspersed other images between them. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, give me a yes in the chat box, because, I know sometimes that can be a little bit confusing. Okay, good. It makes sense, Carrie. Okay, cool. So your brand is how you make people feel. So you want to think about that in your captions and in the images that you're sharing. So how you make people feel is influenced by the photos that you're posting, okay? So Instagram is and always will be a photo app. So you need to take better photos. Now, maybe you take amazing photos and you are the exception to the rule and you don't need to take better photos. Maybe that's you, right? But most of us do need to take better photos. So
we all can take better photos.
Yeah, everybody has room for improvement. Yes, we all do. And so that means high resolution, good quality photos. You want them to be clear. You want them to be, unless you're intentionally going for like a cluttered feel for whatever reason, you want them to have, clarity. You want them to have a nice clean background. You want them to be able to show the subject of the photo, whether that's you, your product, your service, or something else. So how do you level up your photo game? 1, master your gear. Doesn't matter what your gear is, whether you're using a DSLR, a GoPro, or your phone. Learn how to use it. Now, we're not going to teach you how to use that stuff in this course because nobody's got time for that in 2 hours. You guys don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. But if you want to learn more about this, we are going to have an in-depth module in our 6-part digital workshop series that we'll tell you about at the end of this seminar. If you really want to learn more about photography and how to get better at it, we will have that opportunity for you. But all you really need to know right now is learn photo basics and then edit with intention. Find your signature style. Like mine is super saturated colors. I always like to turn up the vibrance. I don't turn up the saturation because it makes my skin orange, but I turn up the vibrance, which increases everything except for that orange and red hue. I like a little bit of extra clarity, and I know that that's my own style. Okay, so you got to find your own style. 3, get app happy, and we're going to touch on that in just a second. Give you all of Carrie's favorite apps for photography and videography, which I'm telling you guys, that's worth $50 in and of itself. Super valuable. And then 4, level up your photo game by being a beauty hunter. Even if you don't feel like your life is beautiful, or like, maybe you're an accountant and you're like, how am I going to take beautiful pictures as an accountant? There are ways that you can do that. Like there's, take a picture of your morning coffee and write a post about, working in your office. I don't know. Accountant's a terrible example. If any of you are accountants, like, let me know what you're posting on your Instagram. Share your Instagram in the feed and we'll talk about that. But there's beauty in every moment. So, be on the hunt for it. Be taking photos constantly. If you don't have an Instagram husband, you need to get a tripod. And that's all you really need. All you really need is a smartphone or some kind of camera. It could be a point and shoot. A tripod, like I show you here, this Joby Gorilla Pod is the one that I use. They're not paying us to say that. It's just really useful because it can grip onto anything and it holds your phone. And then you need an editing app that you're familiar with how to use. Of course, you can use Instagram filters, but learning to use a simple editing app will really help you make the minor adjustments in your photos that will make them pop. And then a timer app, especially if you're taking pictures of yourself. Crystal is an accountant. And she posts yoga pics and
Oh,
travel.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So she's sharing the other aspects of her life. And we'll talk about, Crystal, I didn't know you were an accountant, girl. I know Crystal personally. Okay. We'll touch on that when we get to reviewing your guys' accounts. But basically, make sure that you're taking good quality photos and that you're posting good quality photos. If you want to post something that's really not that great of a photo, that's what your stories is for. Okay, get in your stories and you can snap a picture of whatever you want. You know, your dog making a funny face, or, you know, the cloud that looks like a dragon or whatever. Save that stuff for your stories, because that's exactly what stories and Snapchat are for. They're for sharing like the moment to moment existence that you have. Okay, so we're going to talk about apps now. Get excited, you guys. This is super valuable. Carrie, will you please share with us your favorite apps for photography and videography?
Sure. All right. So you guys, this is in your handout. It's also, you know, you're going to get a copy of the slides, and it's also, is it in the workbook too, Amelia?
This is not in the workbook, but you guys are getting a bonus download of this that is like the perfect size to screenshot and save on your phone so that you can go and download all of these. So,
okay. So you can just take a screenshot of this, or use the download that Amelia is going to send the link out to. All right. So for video, let's talk about video. If you post videos, Videon is my favorite app for basically two things. It straightens videos. So I know I should have a tripod, and I actually have like 15,000 of them, but I'm always without them when I want to take a video, and I'll end up using my shoe or like a rock or, you know, something. And so generally when you do that, the horizon line is not straight. So this app will straighten out any horizon. All right. It also does vibrancy, really awesome. And you can put a bunch of different filters on it. It does everything that a normal video app would do, splicing and cutting and things like that. But those are the two things that I use that for. It's, you know, I think it's 99 cents. It's completely worth it just for those two features. iMovie is probably the best editing app. It, you know, is great for YouTube and things like that, but for putting in text overlay and, you know, it's just really easy to use. You know, it's great. And it uploads right to YouTube if you're going to use it for YouTube. And it just does a really good job with overlay and editing and splicing things together and speeding things up and, you know, cropping it and all that kind of stuff. Splice is a great app for creating the movement effect. So like in video, if you're on your iPhone, you're not going to be able to create the slider effect where it just slowly moves. And maybe if you guys aren't into video and you don't, you know, make videos for a living, this is actually a quality that gives people a feeling. You know, it lets them, instead of it just being like stuck there, this camera angle and image, it'll move the camera in or over to the right or over to the left. It's called Ken Burns, little, I forget what it's called, movement or whatever. That does that. It also has a bunch of free music. So I don't know how you all do it right now with putting music on Instagram, because every time I have music in the background of my videos, even just in the background, I didn't even put the music in the video, I get flagged every single time. So maybe it's because I'm a large account, but you guys, that is on its way. You're not going to be able to put music in videos unless you own the copyright to it. Even if you pay for it, and even if you tag them, that they are doing that now, at least with my account. I can't do it. And Amelia's had some issues with that too. So you guys are going to need to buy music if you're going to want to put music over. This app was very inexpensive and it has a ton of free music.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah. You
can buy royalty-free music. You can use sites like Epidemic Sound or Premium Beat or Audio Jungle, but I suggest going to SoundCloud and typing in free download, because musicians like to share their music on SoundCloud and they'll put free downloads so that people will use it. And none of those have ever been flagged on my Instagram. So if you don't want to spend money, go to SoundCloud, type in free download. You'll have to do some digging to get good music. And a lot of it is EDM. So if you don't like electronic dance music, it may not be for you, but there's a lot of stuff on there. And you can type like instrumental free download and you'll find stuff that'll work. Sorry,
and Bentley Bentley just said she hits appeal and then repost it. Okay, listen, you guys, I want you guys to think about not pissing off Instagram. Okay. So like, honestly, I'm not even kidding with you. I want you to think about Instagram as like the great god of Instagram that you are bowing down to, and you are not going to piss off Instagram, because once you piss off Instagram, you're screwed. And I don't mean to be like this blunt with you, but actually I do mean to be this blunt. It's a big deal if you piss them off and they close down your account. So, you know, if you don't own the copyright, then don't appeal the music. Like, just because that's just not, it's not right. Like, it's just not your music and they don't want you doing it. And so you don't want to make them mad. And you do that too many times and they're going to flag your account, and you're not going to get exposure in their algorithm. I mean, there's tons of reasons why you shouldn't do it. So just listen to me and don't.
And the algorithm is probably the most important. I will tell you guys, as someone who has done both ways, as a test, as a research test, I've appealed and posted copyrighted music, and I've also used royalty-free music, which means, you know, music that you're allowed to use under a Creative Commons license. The engagement, or like the algorithm, it will not rank the one that has copyrighted music. Your stuff won't show up for other people, so you're wasting the effort. You may as well either just do no music, or like I said, go to SoundCloud, and, you know, or use something like, you know, Epidemic Sound is $15 a month and it's unlimited downloads, and they have a ton of really great music. So
yeah, and it's not a big deal. I mean, like, if you are, it depends on what your business is and why you need music. But if you're posting a picture of your, or a video of your handstand, I mean, come on, you know, like, people don't need to be like, oh, beautiful handstand and music behind it. Wow. You know, I mean, but if you're posting something that's, you know, something really important that you need music to, that you or spend a lot of time on, a beautiful video, then sure. You know, but pay for the music that you can own. All right. So enough about that. Video Brahma. I just recently found this app. It is great for Insta stories. So it does videos in portrait, and you can let text come in and fade out, and it just does a bunch of stuff. You guys, that one was very inexpensive. I don't remember. I don't pay more than like $4 for anything. So I'm sure it was less than that, maybe 99 cents. Pick Stitch is how I did my video collage, my last challenge. That was a great, it also does photos. It has a ton of different features, but it does video collages. Repost app. Actually, you know, we should actually change that, Amelia, to the Instagram repost app. But repost is like, if you want to repost other people's videos, Instagram has its own repost app. I would just suggest you probably use Instagram's, because they like you to use their apps. But this is a good one. I like repost better. Don't tell Instagram that. This is just between us people. But I like repost better than the Instagram one. Video Filters is a great app for putting cool filters on your video, and it doesn't change the quality of the video. The app itself, you guys, this is 99 cents. When you put the filter on your video, it looks like horrible. Like, you're like, this is a horrible app. Why did Carrie tell me to get this? It made my video look terrible. But when you actually download it to your phone, it doesn't look the same. It's actually a nice, it doesn't compress or anything. So I don't know why it looks like that, but just FYI, if you do happen to pick up that app, the filters look different once they're downloaded than they do in the actual app. Boomerang and Hyperlapse are great Instagram apps. Use Instagram apps. Okay. Get to know those too. And make sure you do boomerangs and hyperlapses, you know, once, twice a month at the very least. Now, the photography apps. Oh, and you know, let's talk about Canva. Amelia just tells me like 2 days ago her favorite app. And I'm like, girl, you holding out on me. Like, why didn't you tell me about this app? Why is it not in the presentation? I don't think she wants you guys to know about this app.
I just totally forgot. We're going to actually, it's not that I don't want them to know about it, but when we get in, there's so much in there that when we get into the 6-part series, like the e-course, we're going to use it to step-by-step create a media kit, step-by-step create a branding board. So it's
okay.
Great. Go check out Canva.
It's called Canva. So just download Canva. It's free. I mean, it's free, you guys. It's free. It's a free app. Canva. It's great for everything. So get that one. It's not here on this little box that we're showing you right now.
I'll type it right here, you guys. Super easy. It's canva.com. And also, yeah, I pinned something from Allison. If anyone wants me to create background tunes for you, don't be afraid to collaborate with musicians. I have done that 3 or 4 times, and I know Carrie has done that too. Sometimes it can be tricky to find, but Allison, if you have any hashtags that you think are a good suggestion for people to go search the hashtag feed, like, you know, musician or original music or something like that, yeah, share that with us so people can help, find musicians on Instagram to collaborate with.
Amelia, we're going to create the Facebook page too, where they all can connect.
It's created. Yeah. They can jump on there at the end of this. They'll get it in their email today.
Okay. So Allison, you can connect with, all of us about stuff like that. All right, so let's talk about the photography apps. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but Snapseed, free app. It's a Google app. It's amazing, awesome. You guys can just take your pictures, up a few levels just by adding a little saturation, adding a little vibrancy, adding a little structure, and learning how to just mess around with it. Okay, so take some time in there. It looks confusing, but it's actually very easy. Lens Light. Now this app, if you have a picture of the sun and it looked much more beautiful than it did when you actually, took the image and it looks on your phone, you can put suns, rays of light in your pictures. And the reason I'm telling you about this is because these pictures with the sunbeams and the light rays and all of that, they get so many likes and so much engagement. People are attracted to light. Okay. We all are attracted to light. And so when they're scrolling through their Explorer feed or in their own feed, if they follow you, then they see that sunbeam, they're going to stop, look at it and click on it, So spend some time there. It does a bunch of other things too, but that's what I use it for. If I'm at the beach and there's a beautiful sunrise and, it doesn't quite translate to the picture that I took, I'll add a sun flare on it and it'll get, a ton of likes. And Amelia, isn't there a picture I did that for you?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but one of my most liked photos ever on Instagram was one where I was doing just a forward fold on a paddleboard, but Carrie edited it to have this beautiful kind of rainbowy background and added, I think it actually had a lens flare. I think I was right in front of the sun.
Yeah.
But the lens flare really popped and that post had thousands of likes. I mean, it was just it was overwhelming. And for years it was my most liked post. I don't think it is anymore, but
yeah, I don't know. People just like light. So that, just so you guys know.
My husband says girls love lens flare. Every time he takes pictures, he's like, girls love lens flare.
We do. We love it. All right. So Frame Magic is where I create my picture collages. You can do, before and afters and things like that. People love before and afters. If you remodel homes, do before and after posts. If you had a transformational weight loss, do before and after posts. Hairdressers, whatever your, niche is, you can do before and afters with that. And you can do collages. You can just do a ton of stuff. Photo Wonder. Now, Photo Wonder is I feel like it's a controversial app because this app, you guys download it now. You got to go download it because you know how we are all so beautiful, but sometimes for whatever reason, our iPhones do not capture our beauty. We just we take a selfie and we just don't look as beautiful when we take the picture as we do in real life. I mean, this happens to me. I don't know. Does it happen to you?
What? Sorry, I was talking to Allison in the chat box. I'm sorry. Allison was telling me that she thinks the hashtags producer or film TV scoring are going to be great for getting original music.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're all having a conversation over there. Now, listen, do you ever, Amelia, take a picture of yourself, a selfie, and you're like, gosh, I look better than this? Does that ever happen to you?
I mean, I think I'm really pretty, so no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it happens.
You are really pretty. Well, sometimes for me, I'm like, wow, I'm having a good hair day. I'm going to take a selfie, right? And then I take the selfie and I'm like, I look terrible.
Right.
I'm like, what the heck? So you can put your picture into Photo Wonder and you can do so many amazing things. You can enlarge your eyes. You can give yourself a smile. You can put makeup on. You can smooth your skin. You can make yourself skinny if you want to. You can do all these crazy things. And it's just a really cool app if, you're not looking your best and you want to brighten your eyes up a little bit. So just go get it for those times. Camera Awesome. Or no, it's not Camera Awesome. It's Photo Wonder. Photo Wonder? No, yeah. Camera Awesome. We're on Camera Awesome now. That is a timer app. So you guys, a lot of times people ask me, how do you take pictures of yourself? I'm like, a timer. And they're like, what's a timer? People don't know this. And so if you don't know this, go get Camera Awesome. I believe it's 99 cents, if not free. And it'll take consecutively 1 second pictures over and over and over again until you tell it to stop. And that way you can go practice, do whatever you want to do, take your time getting into a yoga pose or take your time, whatever it is that you're trying to get a picture of, and it'll take the picture without distorting the image. Deluxe FX is a great app for landscape. Great app for colorful photos. Great, has a ton of free filters in there. My favorite thing that I use that one for is sunsets. You know how you guys see all those sunsets on my page that have the rainbow colors and beautiful skies and pinks and yellows and crazy. I use that app to do that, okay? And then Word Swag is one that I use for memes, or if I'm going to be posting about my Chicago workshops this weekend, you know, I will use their preloaded text fonts that are in there. Super easy to use. You can also put a watermark over it. So those are my favorite apps, and Canva. Now all of a sudden, thanks, Amelia. And that's, you guys get these apps and just take your pictures and your videos to the next level. You'll get more engagement. You'll get more likes.
Yes. And to the person who asked about creating like memes or quotes, Word Swag is going to be your new best friend. So that's the one that you want to use to create your quote posts. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so in addition to how your posts look, we said your brand is how you make people feel. So you're telling a story with every post. Your story, these are called intangible elements of branding. Okay, so this comes from like super official professional marketing and sales and branding background, but you want to be sharing, and this is not all in every post, but throughout your feed and throughout your account, you want to be sharing your creation story. How did you get here? Okay. Creation stories are super inspiring, letting people know where you've been, and where you are now and how you got there and what you overcame to get there. So that's a really great way to connect. Beliefs. What are you preaching, practicing, or teaching? Everybody has a creed, right? Everybody has words that they live by. They have, you know, their mission statement, their core values, their vision for who they are. That's your beliefs. And there's going to be people who are believers in what you're teaching, and there's going to be people who are non-believers. And it's okay. Like the person who, you know, hates yoga and hates the outdoors and, you know, doesn't like to get in the water is probably not going to be my great, perfect follower, because they don't share the same belief systems that I do, that the water is amazing, right? Rituals. Rituals are touch points that are recurring with your customer, client, friend, follower, whatever you want to call them. So some examples of rituals that a lot of people participate in, Meditation Mondays or Monday mantras, Transformation Tuesdays, Throwback Thursday, huge ritual, Wanderlust Wednesdays. But it's not just hashtags. You might have rituals within your own account. So you might have, like for me, every 3 to 5 posts, I'll post a quote that is, you know, or some words of wisdom that are really resonating with where I am right now. It's always a white background, black words. The typography, you know, which is the font, I'm not always super particular, but if I'm creating myself, I'll use the same fonts. So those are rituals that people can come to expect. Anytime you're hosting a challenge, that's a ritual where people are checking back in on a regular basis. So they're just recurring touch points that people come to expect. Maybe on, you know, every Friday you post food and it's your Foodie Friday and you share a recipe. That would be a ritual that you're sharing with your community.
Ooh, Foodie Friday. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So get personal. If you're a business, and 48% of you said that you're a business, are you humanizing your business? Are you showing the people behind the brand? You can be featuring your employees. It can be yourself. But, you know, like Perfect Bar is a great example. They make granola bar. They're like, you know, kind of like granola or protein or whatever you want to call them. They're bars. You eat them. They're delicious. So, but their feed isn't just all pictures of the bars. They alternate pictures of the bars being used in recipes, people enjoying them, and then people doing activities that are not related to the bar at all, but it'll say hashtag fueled by Perfect Bar, right? Hashtag it's just perfect. Okay. So humanize your business. And then lastly, having secret words. So lingo and language that's exclusive to your community. When you go to Starbucks, well, maybe some of us say I want a medium coffee, but a lot of people are going to walk in.
I say medium. I do.
Okay. But Starbucks has created, you know, if you want a Frappuccino, you are not going to say, give me a blended coffee drink. You're going to say,
I might.
Give me a Frappuccino. Unless you're Carrie. Okay. She's bucking the system. But secret words are the lingo and language that are exclusive to your community. And it's a great way of creating a brand identity. So I want you guys to take a look at this case study in intangible branding. And it's Kayla It Science, and she's the founder of Bikini Body Guide. Now, however you feel about body image and about this name, the girl's got 7.2 million followers, and she has an extremely engaged digital community. So why? Well, one, she's sharing her creation story, how she went from being underweight and unhealthy to fit, strong, and having a balanced diet. She talks about that periodically, you know, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, she'll share where she was and where she is now. So that transformation story. Her beliefs, every woman can be in shape and feel confident in a bikini. So she's sharing that belief in some way or another throughout all of her images and her captions. She has rituals, including BBG transformations, BBG sweaty selfie, and then meetups. She has her followers, she encourages her community to host meetups where they do her workout. So she is not only having her own rituals, but she's allowing her rituals to be propagated and spread by other people, okay? Getting personal, she alternates images of customers with images of herself and her relationship and her dog and all of that. And then she has secret words, hashtags like Sweat with Kayla, Kayla's Army, Death by Kayla, and she reinforces those things by reposting her community's images. So you can see like a lot of these images aren't her. She's sharing images that people have shared of their success with her product, service, program, whatever you want to call it. So it's a great example of how you can use intangible branding in your feed to get more engagement. Carrie, talk to us about shooting and stashing or living in the moment.
So Instagram originally was created to share photos of your food, like at dinner. What am I eating right now? Take a picture of it and share it. That was the original intention behind Instagram when it started. And that's how people used it in the very, very beginning. And it was meant to be like instantaneous. What's happening now? This is what's happening right this second. And for people to talk about it and share and it to be in the moment. Now that essence of Instagram is still very alive and well today. And I feel this like from deep down in my gut. Okay. So there's a certain amount of shooting and there's a certain amount of stashing that needs to happen. And how you're going to run your account is totally up to you. And you can shoot every single day a new fresh image and what's happening today, or you can shoot a bunch of pictures, you know, once a month and stash them away and then, you know, post them as you wish. However, I feel that a good blend of both is important. And the reason why is because, you know, because there is a feeling behind your words and there, you know, I certainly post images that I took pictures of, you know, a month ago or weeks ago or a year ago even. And I won't necessarily say I took this picture a year ago, but my words and what I wrote in the caption is today. It's what I'm feeling today. It's in the moment. Unless I'm doing like way back when, or this happened when, or unless I'm talking about something that isn't relating to today. So you want to make sure that you're staying in the moment if you're using an image that is from the past. Okay. So you should have a bunch of images stashed away in case you're sick, you break a leg, you know, you don't have anything to post, you're not inspired, all of that. Stash a bunch of photos, put them away for those times. But when you're posting in your comment, you know, what you're saying, make sure that that is in the moment. That is something that is current. That is something that's relatable to people because they will feel it. You can't lie on Instagram. Okay. You cannot lie on Instagram. It will all come back to haunt you. People feel something when you post. And if you lie, even if you think you're really good at it and they won't know that you didn't take this picture today or that rainbow didn't happen today, they will know because they'll feel behind your words that something is inauthentic and you'll lose your influence. So remember we talked about influence, how to have influence over people. You got to be honest with people. You got to say, you know what, this rainbow didn't happen today, but I was looking at it and it's so beautiful. I'm posting it again, whatever. Or don't talk about the rainbow at all and talk about something totally different. So just don't ever say that this happened today and it didn't. All right. There was a girl who has like, I don't know, 7 million followers. And I was on a big brand, a clothing brand, stories. And this girl was in their stories. Now stories is 24 hours and it can only be loaded from your phone in 24 hours. So you can't like go back in time. And it certainly was something that was happening. It was a yoga class that was happening that morning. And this girl was in the yoga class at this clothing brand's, you know, company, yoga class or whatever was happening, right? And I said, oh, there she is. Look. And then I'm in my feed and, you know, minutes later, and she had posted, hey, just got to Mexico, you know, and I'm like, You're not in Mexico. You were in LA taking a yoga class. Like, and right away, like she lost her influence over me because she was lying in her post about being in Mexico when very clearly she's in LA, because other people, not just one account, but many accounts were posting with her. And I thought, well, now I can't believe anything she says. I don't know what her posts are. So that is a way to ruin what you've built in your followers, is to be dishonest with them. Okay. So shoot whenever, but share from the present moment. Schedule shoots maybe once a week or once a month. Like, find time to get some beautiful photography done. Maybe pay a photographer, if you really want to take. Or do trade. Yeah, trade's a great idea. There's probably people even in this webinar who do photography, who'd be willing to trade with you for maybe your service. Maybe you sell yoga leggings and they want some yoga leggings, or maybe, the music that was offered or something. So you guys, trade is awesome too. And get some professional photos done, because professional photos will always rank better in the Instagram algorithm, and they'll always get more likes, and they'll always do a lot better. All right. Create a ritual with these challenges like Transformation Tuesday. And what you can also do too, guys, is like use your stories and your Instagram live to tell people, hey, I just posted. I just posted, to go look at my post, or tell me what you think, or let them know that the post just happened so that they go and check. Because if you're not in people's feeds because of this algorithm, you got to get them in there some other way. Go to your Instagram live or go to your stories and get it there as well. Challenges are awesome. Quotes, memes, videos, mix everything up. Make sure you have a nice consistency in your feed. Remember the gallery. Okay. So you want it to be a nice gallery. If you're going to use quotes and post every Monday a quote, come up with a cool hashtag. Like, I don't know, I was doing Wednesday wisdom for a while, and I would post a quote, and then I put my little logo down at the bottom, or maybe it's your little hashtag that's just special for you, and just do that for a while. See if it takes, see if people like it, and use the same typography, same kind of imaging, so that people feel they can come to expect every Wednesday you're going to give them some wisdom or whatever it is. All right. If you are a business, you can shoot ahead. You can do every 3 months, a beautiful photo shoot, and hire some models and, something like that. And really prepare. The worst thing for a business to not be prepared and to not have the images that you need if you have a big sale coming up, or you have something you want to promote, but you have no image to promote. I mean, that will never happen to me. I have so many images that I literally, like Amelia and I, even for this webinar, we got this webinar together very quickly. We had a ton of images that we could use because we both love photography, and we have that. Let's see here. Shooting them over for BTS. What is BTS, Amelia?
Behind the scenes.
Oh, behind the scenes. Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't know what BTS was. Behind the scenes is great. People love to see behind the scenes. They love to see what's going on behind that camera. Like, they love to pull back and see that. And those are great for your stories. They're great for posts too. And live is awesome as well for that sort of thing. Mix it up by featuring on brand IGers. So other people that also are into what you're into. Like I do Saturday shout outs, other yoga accounts, other really amazing, actually they're like not really yoga accounts. They're like these amazing circus performers, but stuff that is going to get people engaged and intrigued and follow you. Because remember, your gallery, okay, when they scroll through your gallery, maybe they don't know you. And if they see all these beautiful images of other people or videos doing other things, they might just follow you because they see that or whatever. I had somebody recently, I posted the girl who was picking up the blocks with her feet. I don't know if you guys saw that, but anyway, some brand posted sent me the link, and they said, "Oh, we loved your video so much. We want to feature it on all these things." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, not my video." I was like so bummed. I'm like, "Oh, well, not my video." But it got so much attention from all these bloggers and people who wanted to repost it. So it got a lot of attention for me to do that. All right. And include branded graphics, logos, and typography on all your stuff. Okay. So just make sure that you are branding yourself each and every time that you post. Now, you don't want to be obnoxious with it, and put like a huge overlay of your logo on every image, right? But just make sure that it stays within your color scheme and it is what people expect from you.
Yes. And remember when you guys, it may feel like we're giving you all these rules and all these guidelines and everything, but just ask yourself, what resonates with me?
Yes.
Because what resonates with you is going to resonate with other people as well. Okay. So, that brings us to our next point, which is stay true to yourself. Okay. So you can take all the advice in the world, but at the end of the day, you have a unique message and style that's perfect for the people who are like you. So how do you stay true to yourself? One, write the way you speak. Okay. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. If you speak in the vernacular, like a Valley girl like me, because you live in Southern California and every other word is dude, then write like that, be yourself. Avoid telling others how to live. Don't go shoulding all over people. Okay. Particularly if you're in a helping profession, it can be easy to have your helping become bossing people around. Offer your own experiences and your viewpoint, and those who need it will receive it. Ask yourself when you're posting, if someone met you in real life, is this the vibe they're going to feel? Are they going to feel? And Carrie's really good at that. You guys, I've gone to some of her workshops and and you guys are experiencing it right now. She's just exactly the same person, whether you're in a webinar, whether you're in her handstand workshop, whether you're in her living room or on Instagram. She's the same person. So make sure that you're the same person too. When somebody's meeting you in real life. And then lastly, before you post, ask yourself, does this educate? Does it inspire? Does it add value? Okay. So sometimes we really want to post something because it was really cool for us. And, like you met this celebrity and that was really cool. And so you want to post it. I'm not saying don't post a picture of yourself with a celebrity. I'm just saying, think about the way that you're framing it and ask yourself, is it offering education, inspiration, or value or benefit to other people? And then, reframe it in a way that it does exactly that. So, yes. And Javier asked, branding like watermarks. Watermarks is one example of branding. It could also be your logo, but branding, as Carrie answered, is also your color scheme, your fonts, everything that you're presenting within your image of yourself.
Okay, so what we learned in part 2, your bio is your handshake, your hug. It's how people know who you are. You want to use it to connect and convert followers. Your brand is how you make people feel, you guys. So the best thing I can tell you guys is when you're scrolling through your feed, really think about, how does this account make me feel? Why do I follow them? What's it about? And then use that to your own advantage, to brand your account that way, make people feel that way, all right? Or however you want them to feel, I guess. IG is a photo app, so take better photos. You got to take better photos. Like, as better as you possibly can take. And I'm guilty of this too. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to take better. Can I just use my iPhone? Like, do I have to go pull up my Nikon and do all that? Like, yeah, you can use your iPhone if you're really, really talented with your iPhone. Sure. Absolutely. You can take beautiful photos, but make sure you learn how to take great photos with your iPhone, Posts need purpose, okay? So craft a compelling story in your post. It's super important. Like, don't just post like, hey, look at me, I did a handstand today, and, or hey, look at me, this is what happened. Like, it doesn't give any value to anybody. It doesn't do anything. Like, what is the purpose of your post? Is it just show off? That's never going to convert any follower over into a sale for you, okay? And it's called Instagram for a reason. So be honest, live in the moment, live in today, tell them how you're feeling, what's going on today, and be the same person in real life as you are, or vice versa. Be the same person on Instagram as you are in real life.
Thank you. Okay, so a little bonus download for you guys. You're going to get this in your follow-up email. This is your Instagram checklist. So every time you post, you don't need to actually come and look at this every time you post, but if it helps you, these are the things that you want to think about. Is it a high resolution photo? Is it square cropped, or can it easily be square cropped? Because even if you post something like full size, if you post it landscape or if you post it vertical, once it goes into your gallery, it's going to be square cropped. So try not to cut off your head or your feet or your arms or whatever. Don't cut off any part of your body. Does it have an on-brand theme, right? So if I'm Carrie Am I showing yoga, fitness, the beach, you know, some sort of inspirational quote? Does it fall in line with the themes for your brand? Does your caption grab attention? We're going to talk about that in the next section. Are you using 5 to 30 relevant hashtags? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Are you tagging other relevant Instagrammers? Don't tag 100 people in your post who are not in the picture, okay? If you're talking about someone or you want to tag 1 or 2 people, or you want to tag the clothing brand that you're wearing, those are relevant Instagrammers. That's cool. But don't be that person that's tagging like 50 people that you know, don't know and that aren't in the picture and that aren't relevant to it, because that's not a good practice for connecting. Is there a call to action in your caption? Are you referring people back to the link in your bio? And did you update the link in your bio? And make sure you do that before you hit post. Did you cross promote on stories? So we touched a little bit on that. Get into your stories and you could say, hey, I just posted a new post. Go check it out. A lot of times the algorithm isn't going to put your post in front of somebody. So make sure that you're using those cross promotion tools. Are you including free cookies? You guys are like, I don't know. What are free cookies? We're going to tell you in just a minute. And then lastly, are you sharing to other platforms? So if you are bigger on Facebook or on Twitter, or you just want to, you know, you're pouring all of this energy into Instagram, take advantage of that and share it to your other platforms. You do want to go in and do some edits. If you're sharing it to Facebook, you want to change it so that, you know, your tags and your hashtags and everything like that, they work a little bit differently depending on what platform you're on. This is not a Facebook course, so we're not going to really get into that. But if you need to learn more about that, sign up for coaching. Okay, so use your Instagram checklist. Part 3, you guys, this is getting into the meat of this presentation. So I know we've shared so much valuable information with you so far, and it's only going to get better right now. So if you are, you know, snoozing a little bit, drink some coffee,
wake up,
do some pranayama, do some breathing, get yourself, you know, jump up, stretch out, get yourself moving around, get your blood pumping, and get ready to learn a little bit more. We're going to run through this very fast. We have 22 minutes to get through this, so we're going to just jam through it. What we're going to cover: giving to grow, okay? How free cookies equal growth. Collaborate and participate, working together with other Instagrammers. Words matter, how to maximize your captions and hashtags to get attention. We're going to talk about analytics and the algorithm and how to use them and make them most effective for you. We'll talk about the Explorer tab and how to use it to find your ideal follower and help them find you. And then we'll talk about the importance of being accountable when you're growing a digital community. So, Carrie, over to you.
You guys, I want you guys to think right now, what are your favorite Instagram accounts? Okay, just in your mind, of course, Beach Yoga Girl and Stoked Yogi, right?
Write those down. No, we're just kidding.
Now, you know, think about, what do those 2 accounts, or, you know, the others that you follow, what do they give you? What do they give you? Think about it.
Feel free to share it with us in the chat box if you're just super inspired and you want us to, and you can share your own account too if you want to. You're like, this is my favorite account.
My account is my favorite.
Well, we hope your account is your favorite, and we hope if it's not yet that it's going to be after this seminar. Okay, so give to grow. Okay, so you're thinking about, what are these favorite accounts giving you? Tammy said inspiration. Yes, that is one thing that the accounts that you love should be giving you, okay? You want to give 10 times more than what you ask in return. Now, there's actually an old adage in sales: give 10 times before you ask for a sale once. And some of you may have heard that. We're going to say just give 10 times more than you ask for in return, okay? And there's so many ways to give and to serve on Instagram. And you have this in your workbook, so you don't need to feel like you need to write all of these down. But one is giving knowledge. Okay, so giving knowledge is that area where you have expertise, sharing that. So maybe that's tutorials in yoga or fitness or in cooking or in accounting, Crystal. I mean, hey, you can get in there and teach people how to balance their books or balance their checkbook or whatever. Recipes, tips and tricks, meditation, life hacks, recommendations. So many ways that you can give knowledge to other people. You know stuff, so share what you know. The second way is to give goods. Now, if you're a business and you actually have a product or a service, consider doing a giveaway. You can give your product, you can give your service, you can do brand collaborations where you're giving something to another influencer or to another business. Like if you're a food business, like I've seen collaborations between Perfect Bar and Siggy's Dairy, which is a yogurt company, and they've traded product and then they post and promote how you can eat their products in the same bowl, right? So collaboration, you could do that. You know, if you're an apparel company, collaborate with a shoe company, a shirt company, vice versa. a round robin or a loop giveaway. You guys may have seen those before. That's where you get together with, 5 to 10 other relevant Instagrammers, people who are similar but not the same. And you all go in together on something valuable. Like I know Carrie recently did one. What was it for, Carrie? Like an iPad, and a camera, something like that, right? So you go in together and everybody contributes, some cash to buy this valuable, whatever it is, thing that you're going to give away. And then each person posts, and you just have to, they tag the next person in the giveaway, and you follow all 5 or 10 of them or whatever, and you're entered for the giveaway. So you can do a loop giveaway. Traveling pants, what is that? I did this about a year and a half ago. It wasn't a giveaway, but it was passing a mala from person to person. So each person would receive the mala. You would post a picture with it. You would tag the person that sent it to you, and then you would tag the person that you're sending it to, and then you would mail it to this next person. And this mala traveled around to thousands of Instagrammers, and people were following the journey of the mala because every person that had it would then keep track of where it went next. So it was a really cool way to connect with other people. You can also cross promote on your blog or on your Facebook and run giveaways from there, or use something like Rafflecopter to do a giveaway. A lot of ways to give goods online. Okay. The third, and this is the most important, so put on your listening ears. Yeah, what does that even mean? I don't know. Give love. Okay. Give love. Give yourself to other people, your time, your energy, your attention. Giving love means giving likes, comments, shout outs, featuring other accounts. If you're a business, bringing on ambassadors, even just communicating with people through direct messages and letting them know, hey, I really loved what you posted. It made me feel so inspired, and sharing what you received from it. This is a social app, okay? So be social, connect with other people. That's what it's all about. If you're just on there posting your own images and never engaging with other people, not only are they not going to engage back, but you will not rank in the algorithm if you are not actively engaging with other accounts. So it's very important to set aside, and if this is hard for you, be intentional. Set aside 15 minutes a day. Okay. Don't let it take over your life, or your husband will get really annoyed with you or your dog will get really annoyed with you. Somebody's going to get annoyed. But take 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day and go through and, comment, leave meaningful comments, like people's pictures, take time, like Carrie said, do a shout out on every Saturday. This is, I think, probably one of the most important ways for growth. Christy asked, are there companies that help with loop giveaways? You can certainly organize one with other Instagrammers and then choose a company that you want to sponsor it and reach out to them. And you're going to receive my sponsor pitch letter that I've literally never, ever had a no to in working with some of the biggest brands in the yoga industry and in many different industries. So you could use that pitch letter to reach out to companies and ask them to sponsor your loop giveaway. You don't necessarily have to buy the product. Okay, so these are some of the most effective ways to give on Instagram.
Now, you guys, it's Amelia touched on it too. Like, it's so important that you do this, that give love, give the likes, comments, and shout outs because of the Instagram algorithm. We'll get into the algorithm a little bit, but just know that that's really, really important. Another thing that you guys can do to grow, this is how I grew my account from 20 to 20,000 followers in 4 months, was through challenges. When I got on Instagram, no one was doing yoga challenges. Okay. I just had this crazy idea. I found a collage of a bunch of crazy poses. I don't know if some of you have followed me this long, but it was called the December Bendy Challenge. We should have actually put that in this presentation. That would have been funny, but it was these crazy contortion poses. And I just put it up there like, hey, anybody want to do this challenge with me? And surprisingly enough, none of us who were, not even the host, like I'm hosting this thing, I can't do these poses, but surprisingly enough, I had all these people want to do this challenge with me. And I started doing challenges this way. And that is how I grew. Now, everyone does challenges and they're all over the place, but there's still a great way to grow your account. Even though it's been saturated quite a bit, think of something new, think of something new and exciting that you can do for a challenge. It doesn't have to be yoga poses. If you sell, something else or music or whatever it is, think of a way that you can do something in the lines of a challenge where it's just getting other people to participate daily in something where they're going to tag you and a hashtag. That's what you guys want to think about. You can do campaigns like every Friday, Instagram has a, they call it the, what do they call it again?
Weekend hashtag project.
The weekend hashtag project. This is how I got noticed on Instagram. Okay. I participated in their weekend hashtag project, and it was weekend hashtag silhouette. I'll never forget. They put it out every Friday. Do this hashtag project every Friday, because if you get noticed by Instagram, they noticed my picture, and I didn't win the feature on their account, but heck, if you win, you're going to be, put featured on their account. But they noticed me, and they ended up selecting my account to be a featured user. What that means is anybody that joins Instagram, they suggest a bunch of people for you to follow besides your friends and family. And I was one of those people, and I grew like 100,000 followers in, I think it was, I want to say 2 or 3 months. I mean, I grew so many, and it was all just because I participated in this one little campaign from them, this one little hashtag project. So you can run your own though. I used to do one for Aloe Yoga. I did the Aloe weekend. I don't even remember what I called it, like project or something. I was totally just playing off of Instagram. And that got me a ton of followers too, because people wanted to win those leggings. They were obsessed and they wanted those leggings. And so they were going to do my challenge. Find brands, use Amelia's sponsorship letter, and find brands that are willing to give a pair of leggings out for every weekend. Leggings, people go crazy for leggings. I don't know what the heck that's all about, but use it. Whatever people want, use it, and try to find other brands that are going to collaborate with you to do these things. And people will follow you and they'll like you. And then if they get to know you, if you post some interesting stuff, they're going to stay a follower. Contests and giveaways, Amelia talked about that, the loop giveaways. Those, I don't know if I would say like the loop giveaways are that effective. It depends on how many followers you have and who is in your loop and all that stuff. But I definitely suggest you guys play around with it. Ultimately, these are all just kind of gimmicky ways to get followers, but you have to retain those followers by posting good content, all the stuff. And we're going to get into what is called free cookies. Give them free cookies. And this is how you're going to retain these followers.
Yes. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Carrie, because, we can tell you these are ways to get new people to your account. But then again, like if they're just hitting follow because they want to win that pair of pants or they want to win whatever the thing is, what's going to prevent them from unfollowing at the end of that campaign? So you want to make sure that you have everything else that we've talked about, really good quality content, that you're educating, that you're inspiring, that you're creating a personal connection with them through your posts, because that, the challenge or the contest might get them there, but you want them to stay. Okay. So, okay, next, free cookies. Yay. This is my favorite thing to talk about. So how many of you guys ever read the children's book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie? And you can just answer in the chat. Okay, so it went like this. If you give a mouse a cookie, you have to give him milk. Well, we're giving ours almond milk because he's a vegan mouse.
I made him vegan. Okay, I made him vegan.
Right. Carrie insisted that he be vegan. So he's vegan. And so if you give a mouse a cookie, you have to give him almond milk. No, we're going to sell that mouse some almond milk, okay? Because he's got $5 and we've got the almond milk and we gave him the cookie and now he's thirsty. So we're going to take his $5 and we're going to give him some almond milk. Like, look at him. He's like, please take my money, right? So your free cookies are your gift that you're giving to your follower, your friend, your customer. And then the almond milk is what they're going to want to buy after the fact, right? So, so for example, Carrie is always posting fitness routines, yoga routines, handstand tutorials, right? That's her free cookies. But then people are going to be like, man, Carrie is so good at teaching me how to do a handstand. Oh my gosh, she's coming to my city. I am paying to go to her workshop and learn how to do a handstand from her in person, right?
By the way, I'm going to be in Chicago this weekend.
Hey, Chicago, if you're in the house, say what's up. Okay, so if you are a food Instagrammer, you're going to be sharing your recipes on your Instagram, but then maybe you're upselling your ebook. You've created an ebook. It's $15. People can go buy it. There's so many different ways, and they're all listed here. Do a coupon, template, free shipping, fitness or yoga routines. These can be videos, recipes, PDFs, stickers, templates, whatever. Give them something, okay? Now, the free cookies can also just be that inspiration or education that you're giving in every post. And then your almond milk is going to be whatever it is that you are that you're actually selling. Okay. So just remember, like we talk about giving being the key, give, and then ask for the sale. And they're going to be like, yes, I want to give you my money. So pro tip number 2, giving is the key to continual organic growth. All right, that brings us to collaboration and participation. So not only do you want to give, but you want to work with other people. Teamwork makes the dream work, okay? So like Carrie and I are collaborating on this webinar, and it's way more powerful than it would be if I were trying to do it myself or she were trying to do it herself, because we have different skill sets. We have different strengths and different weaknesses, and when we work together, it's way better than if we do it alone. Collaborations are super important on Instagram. So how do you collaborate with other accounts? Well, there are a lot of ways. You can connect with similar accounts who share your passions. So this would be like, for example, there's a mom Instagrammer that I follow. It's the Modern Mamahood. And she is every Monday, she does like New Mama Mondays, and she features 3 or 4 other mom blogger like Instagrammers in carousel view, and she says what she likes about each of them, and that's reciprocal. You'll see a lot of people doing this. Sometimes it's on their stories or sometimes it's in their feed that they're shouting out another account. They're like, oh my gosh, I love this account, they're so great. And then you go to that other account and surprise, the other account is shouting out the first one. So that's not coincidence. Usually it's intentional. They've said, hey, you know, we're reaching similar people. Like you have people that like yoga, I have people that like yoga. You also see this a ton with food Instagrammers. So featuring each other is a great way to do that. Collaborate with larger accounts. Okay, case in point, when I first met Carrie, she had like, I don't know, 500,000 followers. I had 300. I was like, yo, can I give you my stand-up paddleboard yoga teacher training? And I'm going to tell you guys in all transparency, I hoped that she would be like, yes, come, and then that she would post pictures of herself doing my stand-up paddleboard yoga teacher training and say, I really like this teacher training. And that's exactly what happened. And it was hugely beneficial for me. That would not have happened if I hadn't had the cojones to ask her. Okay. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, but don't just be like, yo, can you give me this thing or do this for me? It needs to be of reciprocal value. So you need to be giving them something of value in return. So you can also collaborate with larger accounts, and that thing of value might be offering to share their product or service, or asking them directly, how can I help you grow? Like, in what way could I support your growth? Just because somebody has more followers than you doesn't mean that they're not still on an upwardly mobile path and trying to reach even more people. And the people that are currently following you may not be following them. So don't be afraid to ask. Collaborating with smaller accounts. This is actually equally valuable. So you can offer a takeover or guest post on your account. And this is something that like Jen Pasteloff, if you guys follow Jen Pasteloff, she has an account called No Bullshit Motherhood. And on her No Bullshit Motherhood account, it started out, pretty small. It was just organic. It was her, but she continually offered other people to take over that account, no matter how many followers they had. And then their followers became followers of the No Bullshit Motherhood account. So that's a great way that you can do that. Reach out to brands, ask them how you can help grow their business by featuring their product, tagging, hashtagging, doing giveaways, reviewing on your blog, send your high-res photos directly to them. If you're going to reach out to brands, make sure that you have a professional looking sponsor kit, media kit. If you don't have one, sign up for our 6-part series that we're going to be doing, and we will walk you through step-by-step how to do that. You can also look at the templates that are on Canva. What not to do. Avoid excessive sales pitch type posts and discount codes. It's okay to have discount codes. You just don't want every single post to be all about discount codes, because it really makes people feel like you're trying to sell them. Try to avoid spamming larger accounts or brands for shout outs. That's what I mean by saying, like, don't just be like, yo, can you give me a shout out? There's no motivation for somebody to do that. So you need to express them why, like what value does it have to do that. So you guys are going to get my sponsor pitch letter in your replay email. And it is, like I said, I've literally never had a no from it. And I've worked with Kelty, Onzi, Tiki, Perfect Bar, Polar Bottle, a bunch of big brands. Pretty much, every brand that I've reached out to has said, yes, we'd be happy to work with you. And that really wasn't because of you know, the number of people I had following, it was because of the way that I presented myself professionally in that letter. There's people whose job it is to get their product or service in front of others. So take advantage of that. And we know we're at 12:55, you guys. We're going to just keep going. If you do have to leave, that's fine. You're going to get this all in the replay. We're going to talk as fast as we can for the next few minutes. And Terry, go.
All right. Well, yeah. And I don't want to rush this, you guys, because you guys did pay for this. And this is, you know, just like we're trying to fit it all into 2 hours. There's so much stuff that we wanted to give you guys. So just bear with us. If you can hang in here, great. I know it's been 2 hours already, but this is the next little bit here is about the algorithm and some other.
Stay.
Yeah. So like, please stay or just watch the rest of it later when you have time. I don't want to rush the information because I know you guys paid a lot of money to be here. So just watch it when you can, or, you know, hang out for a little bit. All right. So influencer collaborations, you guys, if you're a business, if you sell yoga leggings or if you sell music or whatever it is that you do, find influencers to that you can sponsor, that you can give them your free product, that you can maybe host a challenge for them, or find other people that on Instagram that are doing a challenge or a giveaway or something and say, hey, I have a business. Can I offer you, you know, my product for doing this? And most of the time they'll say, yes, as Beach Yoga Girl, I have a product, and what my product is coaching. I'm creating some yoga leggings right now, but they're not even out yet. I could do that. Or, you know, I have my workshops, but you know, those are specific to certain cities. So what I say to people is like, Upside Down Mama, she is an awesome account that she does yoga, and she's running like a raffle thing right now. She's doing a raffle, which is, she's really interesting too. If you guys want to ever go study her account, but she's running a raffle. She created her own eco-friendly clothing line. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'll be a sponsor. And she's like, really? What would you do? And I'm like, I'll give away a half hour of free coaching for you. So she's been posting and tagging me and saying, hey, win a free coaching session with Beach Yoga Girl. And people are, you know, who maybe don't know me on her account are like, who's Beach Yoga Girl? And then they go over to my account and they're like, oh, hey, it's the same kind of thing. So you guys, doesn't really matter if you sell a product or a service, you can reach out to these influencers and offer them to collaborate with you. Okay. You can do, takeovers. I haven't had a lot of success with takeovers, but some people do. You know, you can like say, hey, I would like to take over your account, or would you like to take over mine? You know, if you like, for instance, I know Jamie's on here, or she was on here if she hasn't left, from Bitsy Bottoms. Like you could reach out to an influencer and say, would you like to take over Bitsy Bottoms? We'll send you some leggings. Would you like to take over our company, you know, Insta story for the day and post? And then you give them the password, they log in, and then they do Insta stories for you. And then they tell their followers, hey, I'm taking over, you know, Bitsy Bottoms account today. And that's how you can kind of cross promote with influencers. You can create a unique hashtag for your business. Like Bitsy Bottoms, when I was working with Amanda, a long time ago, and I was helping Amanda with Bitsy Bottoms, we created I Love Bitsy. And so we would post, hey, use I Love Bitsy and we'll enter you into a free, oh, Jamie's still here. Yay. So we would say, we're entering you into a free giveaway every single month. Someone's going to win a pair of shorts if they're in this lottery of I Love Bitsy hashtag. And so that got people, all they have to do is put a hashtag on their picture. Oh, great. So they were excited about that. Then we had people sharing about, you know, Bitsy Bottoms. So do stuff like that. Like find a unique hashtag that is just your own. Amelia's is Mermaid Yogis, right, Amelia?
Yeah, I do Mermaid Yogis and then Stoked Tribe.
And the Stoked Tribe. So people are using that and it's branding her. All right. I use like No Perfect People Allowed is something I use for all my workshops. I even have like Jamie actually just made tanks for me that said No Perfect People Allowed. So people connect with those words and they'll come up to me and they'll be like, your hashtag made me feel like I could come to the workshop because I'm not perfect. And, you know, like it's just a great way to connect with people. Okay. You can motivate customers to share by doing like random giveaways, you know, from your hashtag bank. And Amelia, do you have a story about, what is it, Perfect Bar? Who was it that did that?
Yeah, perfect bar. Okay, so they did that and they did the scavenger hunt, but from their hashtag is it's just perfect. So every time, they're always encouraging their customers to hashtag it's just perfect. And then weekly they'll go in. I don't know if they're doing it anymore, but they used to go in weekly and they would just pick someone random that had posted on the hashtag and they would repost and they'd be like, thanks for sharing, or it's just perfect. You just won, 6 boxes of perfect bars or whatever it was that they would give away. And it motivates people to use the hashtag and to share. So you can do that with whatever branded hashtag you create.
Yeah, so you guys come up with something that means something to you and use it, and then get your followers to use it by making them feel a certain way and saying, hey, use this hashtag and, I'll give away my product at the end of the month or whatever it is. You guys can come up with creative ways to do that. So on to pro tip number 3, Amelia.
Teamwork makes the dream work, you guys. Don't hate, collaborate.
Nice.
Okay, so we're going to talk next about words. Words matter. Captions and hashtags are super important for getting engagement. Valerie just asked a question, how do you get all the people with the same number? Not sure what you mean. Write it down, ask it in the Q&A, and we will answer it. Okay, so captions. The first sentence of your caption is all people are going to see. So it needs to grab attention. The example that I put here was a post that I did. What if I told you that Instagram helped me create a 6-figure business income and it can do the same for you? If I saw that, I'd be like, whoa, yeah, I want to know how to do that. So I'm going to click on the post and I'm going to read the rest of the caption. So some ways that you can grab attention. Ask an open-ended question. So an open-ended question would be like, what's the scariest thing you've ever done? And then maybe you're going to go on in your post to tell them about the scariest thing that you've ever done. Invite identification. And that means speaking to people who share a similar quality or passion of yours. So like calling all cat lovers would be an example of invite identification. And people are going to be like, oh, I'm a cat lover. And they're going to click on the post, right? Be dramatic. I almost died when ... When did you almost die? I want to read about that, so I'm going to click on the post. Get attention. A couple emojis and then giveaway alert in all caps. People are probably going to click on that post. Speak directly to your customers. An example of this is, hey, Chicago yogis. Carrie, when she's posting a workshop in a particular city, she's probably going to open the caption with the city in it so that people know like, hey, I should click on this if I'm in that city. And we'll talk also about how to use geotagging to get attention for specific locations. Once you've got their attention, give them something. It goes right back to the free cookies. Okay. So give them advice, give them education, inspiration, or actually give them, a real thing. And then use your bio link to share the latest and greatest content promotions are happening. So when I did this post, my bio link was beinstagramworthy.com so that people could see the post, go click on the link, and immediately get registered for this webinar, which you guys probably did. Carrie, talk to us about hashtags.
Okay, so you guys, do any of you use hashtags when you're searching on the Explorer tab? Or do you just use them for like fun, in your sentences? Hashtag, I don't even care. Hashtag, this is stupid day. Hashtag, a bad hair day, or, whatever it is. How do you use your hashtags? Go ahead and leave it in the comment box. You want to learn how to hashtag like a boss. Okay.
Yeah, you
do. So hashtagging like a boss. What does that mean? You guys, hashtags only work if you do. So you choose a niche, like whatever it is, like mine's yoga. Okay. So these are all the most popular yoga hashtags. You can only use 30. Okay. If you notice it's ... then all of them, right? This is something that you can copy and then paste it into the second comment line. Now, I can't stress to you how people do not understand this concept. So you have your post, okay? You write your post, la, 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 today's a great day, da, 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 I love you too, blah, 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 send, and you post. And then you go in and you write a comment, and this is your comment, ... all the hashtags. The reason why is because now this is going to be hidden behind the ... and your post is not junked up. When people see all these hashtags, you look desperate to them, and it doesn't come across as good at all. Like, it looks terrible. But in the second
Even though
comment.
you're really being savvy,
Yeah.
but you don't really want that all.
No, people don't like it. And for whatever reason, they will accept it in the second comment line, but they won't accept it in your post. I don't know. Like they just won't. So just do it.
We have standards, Carrie.
Just do it this way. Put it in the second comment line, not in your post. You can use 1 or 2 or 3 in your post, but that's it. No more than that in your actual post. I do the dots. Okay. So Linda, we do the dots so that it gets hidden because Instagram is only going to show you the first line or 2 of each comment. So after somebody comments, it's going to disappear, you know?
Also, jumping in on the dots, you guys, I forgot to say this in captions. You can use this same technique to create, like, to separate paragraphs. Yeah. It's really displeasing to the eye if you go into a caption and it's just like super long, all one paragraph. People are like, no, not reading that. People can only process information like 3 sentences at a time. So use these dots. Crystal says you didn't do the dots in your most current post.
Girl.
Hey, you guys, we're not perfect, okay? No perfect people allowed. You know the rules.
I'm going to tell Crystal why in a second. Okay. So listen, you know, I have this saved in my notes on my phone, okay, just like this. And when I do a yoga post, I go to my notes and I copy, paste, go, right? When I am at a red light and I'm like, oh, I got to do that post right now. Post it, right? I am not going to take the time to go into my notes, put all the dots in, select, copy, paste, and do it. So there are times when I'm lazy. It's totally a lazy thing. Like the last post of mine was a lazy thing. It's just lazy. I'm just lazy. I'm like, oh, just whatever. I'll just put it in. And the reason why is because I know I'm going to receive more than 5 comments and it's going to be hidden anyways. The dots are really for hiding this down below, you know, wherever, so nobody sees it. It's just a way for you to clean up your posts and make them a lot nicer. Now, you want to pick between 5 and 30. I mean, you know, I don't always do 30. Sometimes I do. We're going to show you a cool little hashtag generator here in a second. But 30 is the max. You can't put any more than that. You know, people will search for these things. So like, for instance, like if you are interested in, you know, press handstanding, there's a hashtag quest for the press. And so if I was going to post something about press handstanding, I would use quest for the press because it's a small hashtag, but everybody in that hashtag is interested in pressing into a handstand. So that hashtag is going to be more relevant than something that is more mainstream like yoga, because everyone is using yoga right now. So my post is not going to stay at the top. It's going to fall down below into nowhere land, you know? So use your hashtags very, you know, smart. Like understand that big hashtags like yoga or smile, girl, happy, these are all big hashtags that you're probably not going to get a lot of exposure with. So use something that's a little more niche-y, like, I don't know, like girl at the beach or like something, you know, like there's a way you can generate this, and we can actually go there right now, Amelia, if you want to go to the next one. Hashtagging like a boss, this all hashtag. So it's www.all-hashtag.com. I would save this in a bookmark so that when you're sitting at that red light, you know, using your phone like you're not supposed to, and you want to, you know.
Why are we in the car in your example? I guess.
Well, because Crystal called me out, and that's where I was. I was like, we're at a red light, and I had to get the post done, and I was like, I don't have time for the dots, so I just, you know, did that. And I went through my all hashtag, and I typed in the word. Now, if you guys go to that website, you're going to see that you can pick the top 30, and then you can pick the secondary top 30, and I think it even goes down to the third top 30. It'll give you ones that are less relevant, which actually might be better for you. So if you sell, if you're a personal brand and you're into electronic music, okay, and you're trying to brand yourself as that, you would type in electronica or something that would be relevant to you and your brand. Okay, let me know if that makes sense to you guys. Okay, you want to. Let's see, make sure I got everything on here. Engage hashtag communities by liking and commenting on the photos. Yeah. So like you guys, if I'm running a yoga challenge, right, I'm going to make sure that I go into my hashtag, you know, I just did like beach BYG. Oh, no, I did challenge yourself challenge. I'm going to make sure I go into that hashtag challenge yourself challenge. I'm running a challenge and like and comment on all their posts. That people really like that. People will take a screenshot of the fact that I liked their post and they'll post about it. They get so excited and it helps build a relationship. And sometimes, you guys, like, even if you're participating in a challenge, go into the hashtag of the challenge you're participating at and spend 30 minutes liking and commenting on the other people. And I bet you what, they'll all follow you back because people like to feel loved. They really, really do. All right. So you got anything else on that hashtag, Amelia, that you want to talk about? I think we covered it.
No.
You guys understand? You always can ask questions at the end when we get to the Q&A.
Yeah, so basically hashtags are engagement keywords. They're ways for people to find you, and they're ways for you to find the people that you want to find you. So get into the hashtag feeds, not only your own branded one, but the ones that are relevant to your community. And then also make sure that you're using them in your posts. Okay, now we're going to talk about what everybody's super excited to talk about, analytics and the algorithm. And this is like, you know, people we hear, oh, the algorithm. It's like, it's kind of like the God up in the sky that like we don't understand, right? But there are, you know, the algorithm is always changing. So we can't give you like, you know, all of the answers and the secrets to the algorithm, but we can give you some insight based on a lot of research about what works and what doesn't work, and what's going to get you, you know, ranking higher in your post, showing up to other people, and what's going to prevent you from being shown. So understanding what engages is vital for growth. So for best results with the algorithm and with your analytics, you need to start paying attention to your engagement. You also need to post with some sort of consistency. Now, somebody asked earlier, do I need to post every day? You don't need to post every day, but we would suggest posting like at least once a week. If you're posting it less frequently than that, it's probably not going to help you rank in the algorithm. Okay, using Instagram features and apps. In the photo that's pictured here, we see Instagram layout, repost, boomerang, hyperlapse is another example. These are all examples of apps that Instagram owns, and they really like it when you use their own apps and features. So use stories, use live, use all of these different apps, and that's going to help you rank in the algorithm. And then focus on quality over quantity. And we all can be guilty of posting too frequently, okay? Especially like right now, this month, I'm hosting a challenge and doing this webinar and doing a bunch of stuff. So sometimes, you know, I have 2 or 3 things that I need to post, and if my day gets busy, I don't space them out the way that I should. Posting over yourself, which is like when you post and then you post again, really not a good idea for engagement. Like it's annoying to people if they do see all of them, and it's also not ideal for how you're going to rank in the algorithm. So Carrie's going to get into some of the information about analytics. I just want to say a note on this. If you're not currently a business profile, you do need to be a business profile in order to get analytics, internal analytics within Instagram. And then even if you are a business profile, you may or may not have access to insights because it's a feature that was rolled out, but not to everyone. Instagram likes to do that. They like to kind of cherry pick who's going to get certain features and test how it works. It's called a split test. So let us know right now in the comments if you have access to insights. And if you're not sure whether or not you have access to insights, go into your Instagram, and in your profile, in the top right-hand corner, there's going to be, it looks like the cell phone reception, what the cell phone reception thing used to look like bars. Let us know whether or not you have access to that. And Carrie, over to you.
Yeah, you guys, some personal accounts have access to insights, but not all of them. So if you don't have access to insights with that little bar graphy thing up in the right-hand corner, then you need to change to a business account if you want it, okay? If you are a business account, then you already have it, so don't worry about it. But I also suggest that you just change to a business account because Instagram likes that. And basically, if you haven't gotten the point yet, Instagram really wants you to like Instagram and wants you to use Instagram things and just so bow down to the Instagram gods and do what they want and change to a business account because they ultimately want to have more accounts that are business accounts than they do personal accounts, especially if you're selling something. Okay. So when you go into your analytics, and let me get my phone out so I can talk about it while I'm looking at it. And you click that little bar graphy thing. Okay. You're going to see insights, all right, over your posts, your stories, your followers, and any promotions if you're a business account. And this in here is how you guys are really going to understand how to use your account. Okay. It's going to tell you what days of the week are the best for you to post. It's going to tell you which posts had the most engagement, most likes, most comments. It's going to tell you what time of day that your followers are on. So if you go down to your followers and you click on see more, it's going to tell you how many are men, how many are women, what their age range is, what city that they live in, what hours and what days that they're on Instagram. And if you go into your, let me go back out, go into your posts and look at see more, you can click on a post and look at the insights of a particular post, and it'll tell you how many people saved it to their bookmark. It just tells you all this information. So spend some time here, play around, click on everything, look at everything, and see, when the best time to post is. You want to post when your followers are online. I like to post at like 9 a.m. in the morning, but my followers aren't online there. They're online at like 3 or 5 o'clock. So I'm like, nah, all right, I have to wait for them. So I wait and post them. Now on days when I'm lazy, Crystal, I'm talking Crystal here. Like days when I'm lazy and sometimes I get like, I don't know, stubborn. And I'm like, I don't want to play Instagram game today. I'm going to post when I want to post. It never works out for me. I always end up with less engagement. So really, truly, the analytics are there for you to help you. And it's not really a mean thing that Instagram does. It's just for you, right? So play the game with Instagram is all I can say to that. You can also get Iconosquare, which I have. I think it's $80 a year. If you have a larger account and you have lots of comments, it has a great feature called a comment tracker where you can do it on your computer and you can reply to everybody and it'll put it in a nice little file. It'll give you a ton more information, not a ton, but a lot more information, a little bit more precise than Instagram does. But I'm telling you guys, don't need to pay for it. Instagram has enough for you, especially if you're just starting out, to fully understand who your followers are and when they're on and what your posts are that are most engaging. So like notice your trends, notice which posts are working, notice the color scheme. Like sometimes it's a color or a thing or people on my account, they love my sunsets. They love my sunrises and sunsets. Those always do really, really well. They love my before and afters. They love transformations. They love all that. Sometimes I'll have a beautiful image, beautiful post. It's the most beautiful thing in the whole world to me. I post it. I think it's amazing. And it ranks like nothing. It's horrible. Nobody likes it. Nobody comments. And I'm just like, what the heck? So we don't always know exactly what our followers want, but, and it's okay to post things that are just for you too. I want you guys to understand that it's your account. All right. So you can still post those things. But just pay attention to who your followers are, and really try and meet their needs.
Right. And I'll say that for me, you guys, my most engaged posts are always quotes. Always, always, always. People just love and here's why. They like to tag other people. So anything that people are going to tag their friend in. So if it's a meme, if it's a quote, if it's, a tutorial, or if you write something inspirational and you say tag a friend who needs to hear this, the more comments you get, the higher you rank in terms of engagement. So in case this is all new to you, impressions is, and Instagram explains this, but that's the total number of times your post has been seen. You can probably pretty much ignore impressions. Pay more attention to reach, because that's the number of unique accounts that saw your post. And then pay most attention to engagement, because engagement is likes, saves, and comments. So those are, the most important things to pay attention to.
Yeah, and the Instagram algorithm is always changing. So whenever you get an update on your phone from Instagram, it's probably because they've changed the algorithm or they're rolling out something new, but they're always changing the algorithm. Make sure that you are posting consistently. I would say post at least once a day. I mean, to be honest, post once a day. If you post once a week, I mean, okay, you're playing Russian roulette there. Like, you better be really highly engaged on those once a week days or whatnot. Better have a really strong follower base, because once you stop posting, Instagram doesn't like that. They want you on every day. And so you'll start to rank lower and lower and lower and lower on the Instagram algorithm. Okay. So post at least once a day if you can. Post when your followers are online. Make sure you go in there and your insights, find out when they're online, put it in your phone, make sure you schedule a post to go out at that time so that you don't forget. Be selective with follows. Don't follow for follow. So if you are following more than 1,000 people right now, go into your account and unfollow people that are not going to be like helpful to you and growing you. And if they unfollow you because you unfollowed them, like, then, you know, whatever. But like, honestly, it looks bad when you're following 2,000 people, but you have 600 followers, you know? So you certainly don't want to follow more people than are following you. All right. And rule of thumb, more than 1,000, just chronically, unless you're Justin Bieber or somebody, like, it looks bad. Okay. Make sure in every post you have some kind of call to action, like, what do you think? Or what's your opinion? Or how was your day? Or leave me an emoji, or click the link in my bio, or what do you think about this? Or does this inspire you? Some kind of question or something, like, gives them something to do, because then you're going to get engagement. They're going to be clicking or commenting or liking, or double tap if you agree, or tag a friend, something like that. Okay. Like your own post. Double tap every time you post. Just get in the habit of double tapping and like your own post. If you have more than one account, go into every single one of your accounts and like your post. So you'll get 5 likes. You have 5 accounts, you get 5 likes right away. All right. And it sounds silly and it is kind of tedious, but it does help you rank. In the first 20 minutes, Instagram is ranking you based on how many likes and how many comments that you get. And you want to be ranked very, very high to not only get into the Explorer tab, which we'll get into in a second, but to get shown in people's feeds. Now, you guys, now get this statistic, okay? Only 2% of your following actually sees your posts. Okay. So 98% of the people that follow you don't see your posts. All right. So think about that. Only 2%. Like, I have 1 million followers, but yet only 25 to 75,000 people will view a video of mine. Okay, why? Like, what? Because their Instagram isn't showing it to them. All right. But yet sometimes I'll get 300,000 views on a video. Well, why? Because Instagram ranked it higher because people started commenting and liking, and Instagram's little algorithm said, ooh, this must be a good one. So they rank it higher. Okay. So this is you got to play the game with Instagram. Okay. So get people engaged. Like and comment on every comment that you receive if you can. So go in and just hit the little like, because it's going to put it in the follow feed on your Instagram account. If you go to the little, let's see here, we go into my Instagram. I got the little heart. If you go down to the little heart, your following feed and the you feed, if you like your comment, it's going to go into that following feed, and everyone who follows you is going to see that you liked a comment, and it's just going to bring more attention to your post. Plus, people really like it when you comment back, even if it's like, thanks for the comment or whatever it is. They really like that. So try. I mean, I get hundreds of comments, so I can't do it with everybody, but I do spend maybe 45 minutes every other day on that Iconosquare comment tracker, just replying to people. Like, it's, just because, like, I want them to know I care. I'm thankful for their comment, and it's something that I just designate time to do. Post a story telling people to go and check out your post. We talked about that earlier. Leave you a comment and use Instagram Live, connect in real time and say, hey, you guys, I just posted about this. Tell me what you think. And then share it to your stories. Okay. That's all going to help you rank higher on the Instagram algorithm. Now, the Explorer tab, I want you guys to pull out your phones and go to the little hourglass. No, I'm not the hourglass. Magnifying glass, bottom left-hand corner. This is your Explorer tab. Every night when you're laying in bed or wherever you are that you can sit there and just veg out, go and like sit and spend some time on your Explorer tab. What it's going to show you, and it might be different for everybody, okay? This is what it looks like for me and Amelia, is you have a video at the top. You've got you have your stories on the top. These are random people that you don't know, okay? The first one is the top live. These are the top live accounts. You won't get on top live unless you have a pretty large following. The second one is a geotag. So when you go into your stories and you do stories, make sure you're using the geotag. And we can get into more of that in the coaching and into the e-course and whatnot, but use the geotag, and that's going to put it there. Especially if you're a local business, use the geotag, okay? Because that's going to give you exposure to people in your local community. And then it's just random people that you don't know that Instagram thinks you might want to know, right? Then you'll see this big giant bar of a video. Does everybody go ahead and like comment in the chat box if you on your Explorer tab see a large landscape video at the top of your thing? You should. That is what Instagram thinks you want to see the most. And on mine right now, I'm looking at it. It's like some kind of dessert. And so I'm like, oh, I must have been like liking and commenting on a bunch of food lately because Instagram thinks I want to see ice cream and chocolate and all this stuff right now. So that's interesting. So whatever you see in that top box, that's what Instagram thinks that you like the most. All right. So if you sell yoga leggings, it should be showing you some yoga leggings. If you're into music, it should be showing you some musicians. If whatever it is, like if you're into pet grooming, it should be showing you some dogs. If it's not, if it's showing you something other than that, then you're not using your Instagram Explorer tab to help you. Okay.
I'm laughing because Jamie said hers is a deer.
A deer. Okay. Like you guys, this is so like, I hope I explained this right. And if I don't, we're going to get into the Q&A and you can ask me more questions. But this Explorer tab is how you're going to grow your following. Besides all the stuff we already told you, okay? You're going to go in there and you're going to make sure that you are liking and commenting on businesses and people that are similar to you, but not exactly the same, but similar, okay? And then Instagram is going to give you this giant page full of customers. These are customers. So then all you have to do is click on it and start scrolling, liking, commenting, scrolling, liking, commenting. If you have like for instance, I must not have been doing a good job this week because I see a dog and I see dessert and some yoga and some weightlifting.
I mean, to be fair, you guys, mine for some reason for like the last 3 months thinks that I really like ravers, and I can't for the life of me.
But here's how you guys. Here's how you can switch that. Okay, is go into ravers or whatever it is, and then up in the right hand corner are 3 little dots. You click on the 3 little dots, and you type. It says see fewer posts like this. So then you tell Instagram, I don't want to see that anymore. And then Instagram will change the algorithm for you. So you want to tell Instagram what you want to see, and you want it to be like-minded businesses, like-minded accounts, so that you can go in and comment and like on their accounts. All right. So go in and comment like, and these people are going to follow you back. These people are going to comment back, and you're going to start making friends and relationships and connections, and go into, if you run yoga challenges, go into the other yoga challenges and like and comment. If you whatever your deal is, whatever your business is, whatever you do, go into like-minded accounts, start liking and commenting, give them love. There is no competition in life. We all have our own specific purpose. So don't think, oh, I'm not liking their picture because they sell the same thing that I sell. Who cares? Go and give them love, because it's going to spread your awareness. Okay. It's going to spread who you are and what you do. And then really look on that page and notice what your eye catches. What, like the video, it's number one, it's moving, it's big, it's huge. So post more videos, make sure you're posting more videos, and look at what is it that's catching? Like, I love those before and afters. I'll click on those every time, and then start to take notes on yourself, what you like, what attracts you. And you're the same. You guys, you are the same as everybody else. We are all human. We're all the same. We all have the same emotions. We all are attracted to the same type of things, so whatever, this is how you find your tribe and you attract your tribe. It's all by like-minded thinking. So don't post things that you wouldn't click on. You know what I'm saying? Am I making myself clear?
I gotcha.
Okay. You guys, we can get more into that in the Q&A. But
okay. So last but not least, sorry, were you done?
No, I'm done. Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Instagram loves Instagram. You guys, they have a really healthy ego. They love themselves. This is the hottest secret in Instagram land, okay? We said use their features and apps. We said participate in that weekly hashtag project. It doesn't look at their feed. Like they post a huge variety of images. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes it's really great photography. Sometimes, it's just something totally different and unique. So, participate. Tag Instagram in your posts. Tag at Instagram anytime you're talking about Instagram or using the word Instagram. The more they see you, it's like squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So the more they see you, the more attention they're likely to pay. And there are actual humans behind the Instagram account. It's not, you know, there's not actually an Instagram.
Yeah, there is a man with a button. Yeah. There's a guy with a button. I swear there is.
Yeah. Okay. So they also have coming up September, I want to say it's the 8th through the 10th or the 6th through the 8th or something. You can find it on their feed. The local worldwide Instagram meetup. They do 4 of these a year. Oh, it says right there, 8th to 10th. So you can host one or you can attend one and go connect with a bunch of other Instagrammers who are also excited about, you know, creating beautiful photography and connecting with other people. One of the best ways that I've grown on Instagram is by hosting meetups. And they weren't even necessarily the Instagram meetups, but I hosted Mermaid Yogis meetups and invited people to come out and do paddleboard yoga and connect with other people that were trying to grow their Instagram. And we took a bunch of pictures and did yoga, and it was really fun. So host a meetup or go attend a meetup and show Instagram that you love them. So don't be afraid to tag them in many of your posts because they like that. So pro tip number 5, Instagram likes themselves. Use their apps and features to get them and the algorithm to like you. And then last but not least, it's really important that you be accountable on Instagram. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Okay. If you say you're going to do a Facebook Live, you need to be there. Create a blog post, you need to share it. Sales offer, check the links, make sure your checkout works. Always check your bio link when you're posting something, especially if it's not just like your normal website. If you're inviting people to your newsletter or you're getting them to subscribe, make sure you're sending a newsletter. Don't just collect emails for no reason. All of these things are pretty intuitive, but I'm sharing this with you because I've been guilty of not doing this. Now, I'm a dreamer. I love to make big plans, and sometimes I am overly optimistic in what I think that I'm going to be able to do. And for whatever reason, life happens and, you know, I maybe failed to follow through on something. It's terrible for your trust and loyalty within your digital community. So better to under promise and over deliver than over promise and under deliver. So if you say you're going to do something, do it. Carrie is really good about this. She always follows through with what she says she's going to do, and it makes people trust her. So they're excited to connect and to engage because they know that she's going to do what she said. So part 3 summary, giving is the key to continual organic growth. Give, give, give. Collaboration is essential for growth. Don't be afraid to partner up with other people. You guys are all sharing your accounts right now. That's fantastic. Make friends, help each other, shout each other out. Optimize your captions and hashtags to get attention. Start to learn how to use your analytics. Think of yourself as a researcher, as a scientist, and use this information to help support your growth. Use the Explorer tool to figure out what Instagram thinks that you're all about, and then make changes as necessary. If, like me, you're really not excited about raves, but for whatever reason, they think that you really like raves, you know, you need to start letting them know, hey, don't show me that anymore because I'm not trying to go to a rave. And then lastly, accountability is key to maintaining your following. Carrie, will you recap the pro tips for us?
Yes. So you guys, here's the pro tip. So your bio should tell who you are, what you do, what you offer, and how to connect. Giving, you guys, this is the key. This is the real key to continual organic growth. Teamwork makes the dream work. So don't hate, collaborate. Find some other people to collaborate with. Have a dream team around you to help you, because listen, teams win championships. Players only play the game, right? So you need a team, all right? Hashtags are engagement words, so choose them wisely. Instagram likes themselves, so use all of their apps, bow down to the Instagram gods and do what they want. They want you to use Instagram at least once a day, and they want you to use all their apps, and they want you to talk about Instagram and tag Instagram, and they just want Instagram to take over the world.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about what's next for you guys, because we covered so much in this, but we clearly couldn't cover everything. So we do have coming up Insta Purpose, or Posting with Purpose. This is going to be a 6-part digital workshop series, diving deeper into how to expand your reach on social media. So we'll go deep in this one on video stories and Instagram Live, how to use them, because these are right now some of the most powerful tools that you can use for growth, and they are kind of their own animal. So if you aren't familiar with them and confident with them, we want you to to learn how to use them. Strategic copywriting tips and exercises to make your storytelling more powerful, more engaging. This is one of my areas of expertise. I'm a writer. I've been published in, Yoga Journal, Huffington Post, The Inertia, a lot of different publications. And there are strategies to copywriting in a way that's effective. Defining and refining your brand. We talked a little bit about Canva. We'll use Canva to create a branding board, a vision board, and also a media kit within this program to get clear on who you are and also give you tools to reach out to PR companies or influencers or whoever you're trying to connect with. We'll go deeper into the photo pro stuff. So we'll actually teach you photography basics about composition and light and things like that. And then also teach you how to use some of the basic editing tools and apps that are going to make your photos really pop. Like I said, we'll teach you how to build a media kit step by step, and you'll actually do it within the program. So you have it at the end. And then we'll do some specific research and homework assignments to help you increase engagement. You'll also have a separate mastermind group, a private Facebook group where it'll only be for active students of this program, where we'll use your accounts as examples to do these homework assignments and give you basically like small group coaching. So this offer is available to you guys. We don't have a price for this yet because we're not finished developing it. So right now, if you're interested in it, you can click this button that says I'm interested on the offer. You're also going to get this in your replay video so you can fill it out later, but just basically letting us know that you'd like us to inform you when registration opens, and we'll do 20% off of whatever the list price is for you guys because you're alumni of our Instagram worthy session. So it's likely that 20% will be more than what you paid for this. So you'll essentially be getting this back in that. So if you're curious about that, sorry, Carrie, go ahead.
Do they have to click on offer? Or does it pop up?
No, it pops up. Okay. You guys, they can see it. Okay, so, you guys can sign up for that if that interests you. Like I said, you'll also get it in your replay email. And then next, we are also offering some coaching, and this is going to be immediate. So the Posting with Purpose, the Insta Purpose series is not available yet, but if you do want individual coaching, we do have that available for you guys, and I'm going to post that offer up on here right now. So the Posting with Purpose you can sign up for from your other email. Right now, we're only going to do 40 coaching sessions because frankly, it's a lot of time. So if you're like, it's really valuable to me to get individual coaching, it's going to be $195. You'll get either myself or Carrie will go through your whole account with a fine-tooth comb and help you actually do the things that you need to do to change, whether that's deleting posts or changing your bio, all of that. So if you want to sign up for this, it's going to be available for the next 30 minutes while we are doing the Q&A. So I'm going to leave this up, and we're heading right into the Q&A, you guys. So if you have questions, you can start posting them in the chat. I did write down some of your questions, and we are going to get into answering those right now. So you guys can click the little yes, sign me up button here. And on that, and hi, here we are. Okay, and now we're going to get into the Q&A. Yeah, another hair flip. Because you got to do that before you do a Q&A. I got my hair done, you guys, yesterday.
That's good.
Thank you. It was like the best thing ever.
All right, you guys. So Q&A time. So if you had a question that didn't get answered and you want to know, yes, we can review accounts. We're just going to do a few because I'm sure all of you will type them in and want your review, but we'll just do a few, okay? So
before we get into that, I want to answer the 3 questions. Okay, we answered the meme maker. Is growing your account different now than it was in 2014? Somebody asked that. Yes, one of the biggest things that's different is that there used to be a popular page. So what's now the Explorer tab used to be universal. So everybody in the world on Instagram would see the same Explorer tab. That has changed, and that does affect the ability to grow exponentially immediately. It makes it so that you do have to grow organically. Carrie, do you want to say anything else about that?
You know what, you guys, I gained a lot of my followers early on, and I was very lucky to get on Instagram when, that Explorer tab was just the most popular accounts. But, all those followers from then, it really doesn't matter. I want you guys to understand that Amelia you have 60,000. I keep saying 59, but 60,000 followers, okay? And I have 1 million followers. But Amelia, with her 60,000 engaged, amazing followers, has been able to leverage the same amount of business as I've been able to. Now, I might get more offers rolling in because people see that million number and they think I'm somebody special, although I'm somebody special. So are you, right? They might think that, I don't know, I'm a celebrity or somebody, so they'll offer me things. But when it comes to the people that follow me and the people that I'm engaging with and all of that, it's a very small group of people. So it doesn't really matter how many followers you have, as long as the people that are following you are connected to you, that you're connected with them, that you're caring about them, you're giving back, all of that, because they're going to buy what you're selling. They're going to believe in what your mission is. So try not to focus so much on the number, okay, the number of followers, but instead focus on the quality of followers. That's why those loop giveaways and things like that might not necessarily bring you followers that are going to help you with your purpose in life. It could just be a number. You might gain them for a while, and then you're going to lose them. I will gain tons of followers and then I lose them like the next day. And sometimes I will have I think today, I lost 500 followers, but tomorrow I might gain 700, and there's this flux that happens, okay? So you guys don't worry so much about the numbers. Now I'm going to start looking up your accounts. You guys can continue to ask questions.
Okay, I'm going to answer these in order that they posted. Valerie said, I'm a yoga teacher. I have an online store. Should I have one Instagram account for yoga class and one for the shop? Valerie, what are you selling in your shop? Is it related to yoga? If it's related to yoga, then it would probably be okay to have those in the same, because then you're going to alternate product images with images of yourself practicing yoga. And that makes sense because it's within the same theme. However, if you're selling something else that's totally unrelated to yoga, then I definitely would suggest that you have two separate accounts because you're going to have different people looking for them. Yoga clothes. Yeah, so it just depends. You want to tell us what your account is, and we can take a look at it, and that might be able to help. Okay, next question was, Jamie asked, can I have more than 150 characters? And we'll come back, Valerie, once we get your screen name. Jamie said, can I have more than 150 characters in my bio? To my knowledge, no, nobody can have more than 150 characters in their bio. I've never seen that. If it seems like people have more than that,
no, what they're doing is they're using their notepad in their iPhone to separate using paragraphs, using, you can, people will
do this.
See how she has lines? she has lines, separated lines instead of one big jumbled paragraph. So you want to put what you want to say in your notes and make it look like that, and then cut and paste, and then Instagram will accept it like that. Okay, so that's how you can make your bio look outstanding. And you guys can Google a lot of this stuff too. Google, how do I make my Instagram bio look better? And you'll have YouTube videos that pop up and things like that happen.
Okay, so Valley Pop Yoga was Val's Instagram. So if you guys want to look at this, her question is about, she's a yoga teacher, so she wants to promote her yoga classes, but she also wants to sell her yoga clothes. Now, Amelia Barnes is another example of somebody that's doing this. She has Pranavita Style, and then she has Amelia K Yoga, which is her yoga account. I would say, just off of looking at this right off the bat, to me, this looks like a personal account. When I look at this, I'm like, okay, this girl's a yoga teacher. I don't look at this and see that this is apparel sales, mainly because the majority of the photos are of yourself. So if you were selling yoga apparel, you would probably want to be featuring other people that are wearing your clothes too, and also some more traditional apparel style shots, you know what I mean, where you're really featuring the clothes, because your leggings look beautiful in these images, but it's not clear to me when I go here, and maybe it's because I can't really, so I read a little bit of French. It says you're a mom and you have yoga pants for kids and adults. And you already have good traction here. So depending on what your goal is, maybe you keep this account and you change it to be, your apparel account, because you already have almost 1,800 followers on there. And then you start a different one where you can post your own personal yoga practice. It is subjective. Carrie, do you have anything that you want to say on that?
Yeah, you guys, there's no like perfect or right way to do it. However, I think if you're a business and you're selling something, that you should have its own account, just because if you run a challenge or if you run a promotion or campaign, you can have your followers go and follow that as well. And then you can also, if you're running a sale, like, you know, Christmas is coming, right? You don't want to junk up your personal account where you're trying to be inspirational and do all that with that. You can let the business account do that. So I would suggest that you just open up the business account just for that reason. And you can use your personal account as a yoga teacher and the owner of this company to post things like, hey guys, running a special on my leggings, go check it out over here. That way your followers who aren't interested in leggings, you know, don't have to be bothered by like, hey, I'm running a sale, it's Christmas, or I got a new print in, or whatever it is. Okay. So make sure I would advise you, if I was coaching you, to open up a business account.
Yes. Okay.
And then you guys, if you're writing in and you want us to check out your accounts, give us a question as to what it is that you want specific advice on, because it, you know, it could be something that we can help you with.
Let's look at Bayou Yoga, because she did exactly that. So she's trying to rebrand her page. Her name is Elise.
Will you post it?
Yeah, it's Bayou Yoga. BAYOUYOGA. And I actually know, because I went into your account a little bit earlier when I saw you register. Maybe you liked something this morning. I don't remember. But I went in and I looked at it, and I had some things that actually came to mind. One, you're following 666 people. Follow someone or unfollow someone, because that number is very distracting to anyone who is.
It's like the number 13. Nobody wants to stay on the 13th floor of a hotel, you know?
So first of all, you know, in your bio, you say that you're a yoga studio. That's great. It says North Shore. People who are local probably know where that is. And then, of course, you do have your address linked there. You have call, email, and directions. Okay, so a note about the address link. Now, you are a brick and mortar place, so it's important that people will be able to find you. So it's okay if you want to leave that. But take note of the fact that both your website link and your address link are links. So it's very easy for someone to be trying to click on your website and accidentally click on your address. And then they're in Maps, and then they're like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to sign up for a class, and it's annoying and it's frustrating. Every time somebody is directed somewhere other than where they're trying to go, there's more likelihood of what's called a bounce, which means they bounce, they leave. So that being said, you may want to reconsider taking your address out. You know, people who are going to come are probably going to click on your website to go find a class, and then your address is on there. So I would suggest maybe changing that. And then secondly, when I look at your feed, I see a lot of collages and I see a lot of text overlay. That's okay. You're a business, so it is more common with businesses to have text overlay and do collages and things like that. But in order to make it really, you know, a lot more pleasing to the eye visually, I would try to intentionally spread those out, like at least every 3 to 5 posts. And I see that you are doing that. I mean, you are interspersing, you know, a video here, some images there. You're doing a lot of black and white also, and then some color. So maybe that's part of how you want to do your branding, is having the black and white. I would look for a little bit more like consistency and a little bit fewer text overlays, just because people tend to connect more with really like focused images of one person or just a few people. You have a lot of images of a lot of people in your studio, so that's okay. I would just say maybe start adding in more, you know, individual photos. Carrie, do you want to say what?
You guys, make sure you're using the archive feature to your benefit. Like for instance, on this Bayou Yoga, you know, you've posted this, I don't know if you could see it, but it's like 7 a.m. is this class, 9:15 is this class, 6 p.m. is this class, 10:30 this class. And I clicked on a couple of them and they're the same. So archive it. So if you're going to post that every week or every Monday and every Wednesday, go in and archive it so that as people look at your gallery, they're not bombarded by the same, pretty much for them, it's the same post. And you get to still post that weekly to promote your classes. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. Like I already archived on my account these webinar posts that I did yesterday. In fact, as soon as I possibly can, I get rid of any kind of text overlay. I'm in Chicago. Saturday, and I've already archived the Chicago post because I don't want any text overlay. I want people, you know, to come to my account and not feel like, oh, they're going to be selling me a bunch of stuff. So do that. All right. And then somebody asked, you know, how do you get people to notice you? Where's the comment? There's so many comments. Jordan asked, how do you get brands or people to notice you just as a yoga instructor and promote yourself that way? Use Amelia's sponsorship kit letter, whatever it's called, Amelia. And comment on their feeds. Go DM them. Send them a message. Say, hey, I love your account. Like, you know, I'll tell you guys, having 1 million followers, okay, I get tons of interaction, I get tons of people commenting and liking everything, but I know who Yuko is. Yuko is my biggest fan. Is she on here? Yuko is supposed to be on here, I think. She likes my posts. She's the first one to like it, first one to comment. She sends me DM messages, and she did this for a while. And at first I thought, you know, like, is this like a crazy follower? Who is this? But then she just kept on, and she just loved Kino and I, and she loved what we did. And she got so noted. Like, I just noticed her, and so many people do this for me. So if you want to get noticed by somebody or some brand or something, start commenting and liking on all their posts and start just being present, and they'll notice you.
Tell them exactly what you like. If it's an apparel company and you want to work with them, be like, I love that your pants are made out of recycled water bottles. I love the way your leggings fit. None make my butt look as good as your leggings. You know what I mean?
The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Yes.
Right. Okay. A couple of you commented that you're having trouble connecting your business Facebook page to your Instagram. I'm going to do some research on that on the back end, and I'll send out an email. Actually, I'll post it in the private Facebook page for this group, which you guys will get the link to after the fact, because troubleshooting Facebook and Instagram on the fly is not that effective. So Giselle, we'll follow up with you on that. Allison asked, I'm a musician, soon to be yoga teacher. Should I have 2 separate accounts? Short answer, probably, because they're 2 totally different things. On your music account, you're selling, you know, your concerts, your album, all of that stuff. As a yoga teacher, you know, you're going to want to be able to post for whatever it is that you're doing, your classes, your challenges. They are different. Now, there's ways that you can integrate both, but what will happen, like this has happened with me as a coach, as a writer, I'm now experiencing something like where I want to have divergent branding. I've come to a place of growth where Stoked Yogi, you know, which is fitness and yoga and stand-up paddleboarding and surfing and body image, she kind of needs to be a separate person than Amelia Travis, the coach, the writer, all of that. So I'm building ameliatravis.com. I have a separate Instagram that I don't really use that much, but once my new website is built and once I really move all the writing stuff onto there, then I will be very intentional about posting things like this Instagram coaching and stuff on my Amelia Travis account. Now I can still cross promote it on the Stoked Yogi account because that has more followers. Like Carrie said, I can cross promote it, and then later I can archive the posts that aren't relevant to my brand. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys.
Okay, so Bentley like the car. If I look at your account, if you guys want to go to Bentley like the car, Bentley dot like the car.
If I can pin her.
You know, she's got her address in there, so get rid of your address because you don't want. I mean, you don't need that there, and you want people to click on your Facebook. I can see that. And just really quickly, like you asked a question that's like, I'd like to post my yoga flows and all of that. When you're posting, you guys, whatever it is, you want to think about like, like for Bentley, you like to post your yoga flows, right? So do you want to make this into a business for you? Like, do you want to maybe make it into some kind of, you know, like where you're going to create flows for people, or, you know, or do you want it to be inspirational for people? Like Megan Curry, I don't know if you guys know her, but she, I mean, if you don't follow her on YouTube, she like puts up these amazing yoga videos to music, and they're just done beautifully. And you watch it and you're like, you know, because she's so like talented. But her posts are weird and crazy and like all over the place, and you don't even know what she's saying half the time. And it's just like weird music, and just it's so entrancing when you watch her. And she's building her brand that way. I'm this eccentric yoga teacher, and, you know, she does yoga teacher training. So you want to think about behind your posting, what is it that you're doing this for? If it's just for followers and likes and all that stuff, then that's not necessarily the good motive. It's like, I want to be known for my flows. I want to be known for being a sequencer. I want to be known for this or that or whatever. So I think it's fine to post them if you're giving education away, like how to post things. But you're going to build an audience that is going to see you as someone who does that for a living. So if that's not what you're selling, just stop doing it. If you is what you're selling, then great, keep doing it. I hope that answers your question.
We have a great question here from Yeli. I hope I'm saying your name right, Yeli. And she's asking, what's our number one tip for retaining followers? She engages with every single person who comments. She's dedicated the time to what she thinks will be useful content, but she feels stuck. Can you share us your account so we can go look at it? That might give us a little bit more insight. But this is a really great question. And I say that's a great question because you're not the only one that's struggling this. And it's at Yoga Yeli. Let me pin this. You're not the only one that's struggling with this. And this is part of this is because of the changes to the algorithm. It's also because Instagram is continuously cleaning up spam accounts. So there's a lot of fake accounts or inactive accounts that are on Instagram. And you might be feeling like you're losing followers, but really you're not losing actual followers. You're losing inactive accounts. Yeah. And this happens to Carrie and it happens to me. There's also changes happen within your brand. Like you guys, I got pregnant last year and I went from posting lots of videos and lots of yoga pictures and everything to posting stuff about my pregnancy. And what happened is I started, getting different followers, and some of the people who didn't resonate with pregnancy because they're young and they've never been pregnant. I mean, frankly, like I was that girl before I was pregnant. I was like, I don't want to follow pregnant people. Like I'll be honest, like I was like not into that. I'm not like, oh, I love babies and blah, blah, blah. After I got pregnant, love the Empowered Birth Project, love Tribe to Mama. I'm like all about it. It's so great. But different people resonate with different stuff. So, I went from 62,000 followers. I lost like 2,000 followers through my pregnancy and postpartum period. And that's okay. Like I went through a time where I was really like hurting and I took it personally and I got really insecure and I was like, nobody likes me anymore. I don't have any friends. But somebody gave me a really valuable little nugget of wisdom. And it was that I was being refined. It was that people who stayed, those are
the real followers. Yeah.
My tribe. Those people care about me regardless of whether or not I'm pregnant or I gain weight or I lose weight or whatever. Like they love me regardless. So don't be discouraged if you feel like you're stuck. Being stuck is okay. It means that the people who are there to stay. You're not losing followers. In terms of, retaining the followers, if you're giving in every single post, that's valuable. Carrie, what else would you say has helped you keep people around?
You know what? Like this is something like I believe like social media can really do a number on our self-esteems. And I mean, I'm guilty of it too. If, I post something and I lose 500 followers, I'm like, I'm not a good person. Or all of a sudden I just somehow my worth is challenged. And I just decided to stop looking at it, stop looking at it in that way, I should say, because I still study it. So what I do is I study it in a logical, analytical way and not an emotional way. So I separate my emotions from it and I go, oh, wow. I posted about this. Like when I made a racism post, I was like, I'm going to take a stand against racism. And I made this post. Well, I lost a bunch of followers, but you know what? I don't want those followers. I was happy that they're gone. Yeah. If they can't handle my statement about racism, well, bye, see you later. I don't really care. And I started to just take this attitude on that those people aren't meant to support me along my journey. And I'm going to draw in people who are more like-minded and who are going to support me. So think of it like Amelia said as refining. And followers are no good to you if they aren't going to support your entire journey. Okay. If you're a business, now if this is a personal brand, if you're a business, you need to think about things a lot differently. Okay. So if you're like Nike or, you have some I don't know, I'm just product company. All right. And you're not a personal brand. You have a product company. Like, I'm just looking at this like Blue Ridge, hemp oil, right? I like them. I use them. They're a company. Now they need to take every follower very seriously because those are all customers that might buy their product. Who cares if their customers like them or don't like them or whatever. So you want to stick within your branding. You want to stick within your posting. You don't want to make racial comment posts. You don't want to get into anything controversial because that's not going to retain your followers. So you have to look at this, in a way that is like, am I a personal brand? Am I a business? If I'm a business, I shouldn't be making, posts that are going to react people and make them mad or make them feel I'm just going to, unicorns, rainbows, happiness, love, try our product. It's going to make you feel better type of posting so that you're giving them something, you're giving them information, you're giving them inspiration, you're providing them with something, and then you're trying to sell them something. I don't know. So I hope that's clear, you guys. There's just many different ways. But at the bottom line is that how many followers you have has nothing to do with your worth as a person and your purpose in this world. Okay. I really hope you understand that, that point. It's really, really important.
Okay. So we're going to do like 10 more minutes of this and then we're going to have to shut it down. But you guys, like I said, we will get the Facebook, private Facebook group link so you can connect with us over there. And if you're really, curious, please take advantage of the coaching option or sign up for the full e-course because you're going to get a lot more information. One post that came through or one question is from Rachel. How do I vary my photos? I feel I post too many similar photos and I feel like my followers will get bored. Unique Yogi Rach. I pinned her thing here. So let's take a look because maybe she is posting all yoga pictures. Okay. So first things first, your bio could use some edits because it's clever, but it's not, when I click on it, I'm like, this doesn't tell me anything about why I might want to connect with you. It's you running after your actor's dream. Okay. So you're an actress. I get that. And then a yogi in training. Because your feed is all yoga, I would say, that letting people know that you're an actress is maybe not the most relevant piece of information, which isn't to say that you can't do it, especially if you occasionally post stuff about acting, but maybe you want to frame it in a way where it's like, yoga, drama, whatever, like the things that you love. Okay. So tell us who you are, what you love, because that's a way for people to connect with you. In terms of your photos being too similar, I mean, you're primarily, when I look at this, a yoga account. Now, if I scroll down a little ways, I see some selfies and there's like some stuffed animal and some different stuff like that. So I would encourage you to look at the accounts that you admire the most and see what it is about the way that they organize their gallery that really attracts your eye. Like I said, my most engaged posts are quotes. So maybe for you, it's not quotes, but maybe it's, you do love unicorns. I think your stuffed animal was a unicorn, unless I'm imagining things. So maybe you add unicorns to your theme and you periodically post different artwork of unicorns or something like that. I don't know if that's really necessarily something that you love or if you just happen to have a unicorn stuffed animal. But I would say, the only posts in here that I see that I would say like maybe get rid of. Okay, like for example, this one, oral surgery tomorrow, wish me luck. Let's archive that one just because it's no longer relevant to your brand. Carrie, how would you say she could vary her posts on here to make it more interesting?
Well, Rachel, I would ask you what your purpose is. And I would really sit there, if I was coaching you and get you to figure out what your purpose is and what your message is. And then every single time that you post, does your post have anything to do with your message, your purpose? How does it relate to what you do? And then when you guys figure out your purpose, my purpose, let's say, like someone said about sharing body positivity. So if the post that you're posting about has nothing to do with body positivity, then that's not your purpose, or at least that's not what you're using this Instagram for. Now, you might have several purposes, several different things. I mean, I know I do. I have a main one, and then I have lots of different little things that I like to touch on: marriage and kids and yoga and fitness and fibromyalgia and chronic back pain and helping others and all this. So I've got quite a few, but overall my theme is to empower other people to find who they are and to overcome and to change their life, you know? So all of my posts are going to have that kind of a theme. So you want to have a theme running through it. And when you have a theme running through your post, then people are going to connect with who you are as a person. And I would just say, you know, like, you know, the same thing that Amelia said, and this to me looks like a yoga account. And so if you're going to go for yoga, go for yoga. If you're going to go for acting, pull in some acting stuff, you know, whatever that means to you. I'm not an actress, so I don't know, but like things that if you're following other actors and actresses accounts, like go find some aspiring actors and actresses and see what they're posting about. And then, you know, change your account so that you can really connect with people that are going to elevate you and lift up your dream. So right now you're living the yogi dream, and you're going to create people coming to your account who are interested in yoga. If those people aren't going to help you become an actor, then yeah, it's not working for you. I hope that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Kelly asked for Shaka Fit, should she have her logo or her headshot? I know Kelly, she took my teacher training. Hi, Kelly. I think right now you're in good shape with your logo on there because you're not sharing anything except for stand-up paddleboard yoga. It's super clear when you go to your feed that it's paddleboarding, yoga, and step fitness. And, you know, this is really just for your business. Like, it looks like you're really trying to convert people for your business to come and take a class. So I think a logo is appropriate. Your logo does tell us a little bit what we're going to get because you have a board in there. So I think that that's useful. Now, I know I personally had my logo on for a really long time, and I just recently changed it back to a personal photo because like I said, I was doing some soul searching and I realized, like, you know what, Stoked Yogi, at the end of the day, it is a business, but it's also a personal brand. And so I posted a picture of myself with a board. So if you were going to change yours, you could change it to something like that where, you know, it's you on a board. If you're currently the only instructor, then it couldn't be a picture of you. If you're doing local classes and you have a bunch of other teachers, if it is a picture of you, you know, make sure it's maybe not a headshot, but like a body shot of somebody doing yoga on a paddleboard. Otherwise, leave it as the logo, because to me right now, it's clear. I think the only thing that I would, what I would change, I would add your location. I would tell people what city you're in. Where are they going to find these classes? I would specify, you know, because it really looks like you're doing this for business, I would type it out: stand-up paddleboard yoga, fitness, lessons, whatever it is, and then your location. And then I like that you have your branded hashtag in there. So that would be my feedback on that. Carrie, anything you want to say about that?
No, I was answering those questions. No, I agree with Amelia. The only thing I would say is maybe like take better pictures, maybe ones that are a little bit more storytelling and more, you know, just more to the eye. Because when I go to your gallery, it just kind of looks like all the same picture, just a million times
Kelly,
over.
you could mix these up with like some more, you know, clear, high resolution images of yourself that are like closer cropped and you're bigger, because it's a lot of group images which don't convert followers as well as beautiful images of, you know, one person. So you do have a lot of the one person. The ones where you have just one person, I would crop those in a little bit closer, as long as it doesn't distort the quality, so that, you know, people are like, wow, this girl's doing a headstand on a paddleboard or a back bend on a paddleboard, whatever it is. All right. We'll do like two more. Wendy, AV Jordan, product-based business, trying to incorporate healthy living in my posts. I have autoimmune issues and I've made living life naturally as part of my brand, but I feel stuck and can't get a good grasp on how to post to look more branded. So AV Jordan. Okay. Okay, so beauty, cosmetic, and personal care. So you have it linked to your Facebook page, and it looks like you're using Linktree. And when I click on Linktree, we have shop the website, take me to the blog, about you, let me see the reviews. Okay, so on your Linktree, my first little bit of feedback, If I come here and it says shop the website, but I don't know what you sell on your website, I would maybe change that to like shop skincare products or shop organic skincare or whatever it is that your primary product is, maybe change it to that. Just so that once they're in the link tree, I mean, they probably already know what your product is or they wouldn't have clicked on your website, but it doesn't hurt to have it reinforced that that's the thing that they want to buy. To me, your product photos are really beautiful. Like when I look at your sugar scrub and your little oatmeal thing, like those are really, really lovely. And I think that is what you're trying to sell. So I would say more of that and be a lot more intentional with the photos of yourself that are kind of like selfie way, like these ones that are of you in your clothes and, you know, you're showing different ways to combine a shirt. So you are doing some free cookies on that. But when I look at this, I don't understand what clothing has to do with skincare. So I would say if you're trying to do clothing, do clothing. If you're trying to do skincare. Then I see some like working out posts. And this is, you guys, everybody goes through this in the growth of like their social media is figuring out what's your purpose, what's your message, what are you selling, and really narrowing it down. And it can be very difficult. So don't take it, you know, personally if we're saying like you gotta narrow it down, you need to refine. You have good, beautiful image quality, especially on the images of the products. But to me right now, when I look at this, I'm not super clear what is the most important thing that you want your follower to do when they get here. And I know that's why you're saying that you're stuck. So in order to make it look more branded, I would reduce the amount of images that you put of like yourself personally. And okay, and this is something that we all have to go through as parents. Okay, so you posted a picture of yourself with your kid and it does say part of my why, my family is everything. I'm doing this for them. What is your why? So this is really hard. I used to tell people don't ever post pictures of your kids or your dogs. Well, obviously we love our kids and we love our dogs and we want to post pictures of them. Carrie, like, you know, what do you say about this? Because then I had my son and then I started posting a bunch of pictures of my son. So I had to eat my words. But it did affect my engagement. It really did. And I've since gone through and I've removed a lot of those pictures. Because
go get a personal account for that. Look, I don't post any pictures of my kids. I mean, rarely. Like, and if I do, it's a family picture that like I happen to be, you know, because I am a personal brand. But like, you're not going to see my kid on anything. Plus, I don't want them on. I just don't want them out there. Their faces. Who knows? A bunch of weirdos out there. And
But like these posts are so beautiful.
Yeah,
like, you're doing these so well.
You know, look,
do more of those.
Yeah, and I would say too, you guys, this is for any business. So I don't know if you guys are all checking her out, but it's AV Jordan. Her comment is posted right there. You guys, like, look at this. Okay, so if you're a brand and you sell something, right, and she's kind of a personal brand / she has this product, I would move more towards just being the face of this product and put something up here in your, I can't see because of the glare, but up here in your comment or in your bio as like, monthly free giveaway, join our mailing list, or, you know, go to the website and check out our new scrub. It's amazing. Or I don't know, you know, like something like that. Where
if you're blogging, Wendy, like teach us how to make that. I mean, I know you're selling the scrub, but like, it's okay to teach people how to make it and sell it, because half the people that are going to go look at the post are going to be like, that's really cool, but I'm not actually going to make that. So I'll just buy the one that you made.
Yeah. Or they'll try and make it and they'll be failures at it. And then they'll go and buy what you make. And, you know, just where your bio needs to tell them to do something, like it needs to tell them about you. And I mean, again, everybody's different. Okay. So this isn't for everybody, but for brands, give them something like a reason why to follow you. If I clicked on your thing and it said, monthly giveaways, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll follow, you know, or follow, or I don't know, like something that makes me want to follow you. So like this is the best advice I can give all of you. Okay. Is when you are on Instagram and you're scrolling and you hit the follow button, ask yourself, why did I follow them? And if it's a company, ask yourself, why did I follow this company? And then copy it. Copy what they did. How did they get you to follow them? How did they get you to follow, hit the follow button? Just, you know, copy people that are successful, copy what they're doing, maybe tweak it a little bit, enough so that it's your own personal thing and, change it. And that is going to be the best effective advice. I'm not very creative. I'm creative, but what I do,
you're so creative. What are you talking about?
What I do is I analyze what everybody's doing, and then I go, I know how to make this better. I can make this better. This is what I'm going to do. And then I change it and I make it better and I throw it out there and I find out what's wrong with things and I make them better. I don't off the top of my head ever come up with these things. I just see someone else doing it and I see someone else doing it who wasn't that successful with it. And I'm like, oh my God, if they just did this, this would be so awesome. This would be amazing. And that's what I do. So you guys do the same thing. Find people that are being successful at something or somewhat successful or had a good idea and then, tweak it, make it your own and do it because, imitation is the best form of flattery, right?
Okay. Yeah, let's see, 2:15.
All right.
Okay. Literally.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
This one and then one more. So Bentley says, thoughts on black and white pics from a photography or gallery perspective? Any suggestions or thoughts on how to make my gallery look more appealing? First of all, Bentley, your pictures are beautiful. The only thing that I would say is alternate them more because you'll do a couple that look like they were shot in the same time frame and edited the same way, but they're back to back. If you just stagger them and intersperse different ones. Okay, for example, way back a little bit, you had a beautiful sunset and you had these 4 images. These are stunning images, but they're all grouped together. So in terms of your gallery, if you can spread those out and alternate them with the colored images and the black and white images so that there's more of a pattern. Patterns are very pleasing to the eye. Carrie?
Well, Bentley.
Bentley.
Bentley. I was replying back to one of these comments. Let me look really quick. Bentley like the car. I love the name, by the way.
And
what?
No, go ahead.
No, yeah. Bentley, look, you're doing a good job. I think that, I would definitely, if you're going to do black and white, make sure it's in a nice pattern. So archive some of the ones that are in there now that you don't really care about. Oh, and also too, you guys that are still on here, I didn't say this during the webinar, but archive all posts that don't get good engagement. The ones that don't have good likes and don't have good comments, archive them. Because when brands or people or whoever come to your account and they click on a post, if it sucks, they're like, this person sucks, and they get off of your account. But if they only see thousands of likes and comments or whatever, then they're like, wow, every single post is rocking. Well, it wasn't, but you just archive the ones that were bad. So I will leave a post up for a while to see how it does. And then if it doesn't reach a certain standard for me, I archive it unless it means something to me or had a message or something that I don't really care today about the Instagram gods, and I will archive posts that didn't do so well. So that way, when people come to my account, you guys, as much as I hate this about Instagram and social media and image and all this stuff, you guys have to know who you are as people. You have to know who you are, what your purpose is. And then you have to separate the emotions from it. Okay. And be like, this is a business. I need to grow a business. And so in order to grow a business, I've got to separate myself from the fact that people didn't like my post, they unfollowed me, and that this didn't do really well, even though it meant so much to me. Or, they unfollowed me because I put a picture of my kid up or whatever. Realize that it's a business and separate the emotions from it. And then, do what you need to do to grow the business. And then be your own person and be happy with who you are. I've had to let go of a lot of ego, in the last 5 years. It used to really affect me. It used to be I used to just sit there and I don't know. I would just obsess on the fact that why am I not growing or why am I losing followers? There was a time there that I was losing 500 to 1,000 followers every single day. And I was like, they don't like me anymore. I don't know what my purpose is. And I was just so upset. And yet here I still had 500,000 people still loving everything that I'm doing and saying, but yet I'm focusing on the things that didn't work. So whatever's working, think about that, focus on that, expand on that, and whatever's not working, ditch it, let it go, archive it, put it away. Don't do that again. That didn't work. Don't go down that path. I don't know if that's helpful, but Bentley, you're doing a good job. Just keep doing it and fine tune what your purpose is. who you are, what you want your message to be, and how you want to make money doing this. Because, you know, unless this is a hobby, you guys shouldn't be here if this is a hobby, you know? Like, really, you guys need to make money doing this somehow, or expand your brand, or teach all over the world, or whatever it is that you want to do. Right, Amelia?
Right. I was also reading the comments. Yeah, you guys, this is, you know, the reason that we are sharing this webinar with you is because Carrie and I have both seen firsthand that Instagram is a powerful tool for building your business. So you do have to let go of some of the stuff that just comes out of the ego, where you're like, wait, but like somebody asked, and we're not going to get to all of these questions, but somebody asked like, well, what about my family and friends that they want to see my posts? It's like, yeah, okay, so create a personal account if you want to share pictures of your dog and your lunch and stuff, or like I said, post it on your stories, because that's really like a great place for it. In your stories, the people that want to go and check out what you're doing can go see what you're doing all day, every day if they want to. They want to just follow you around as much as you want to post. But you know, if you're trying to do this as a business or a brand, or you're trying to grow as an influencer, sticking to your theme is extremely important. And sometimes it's difficult. Like I said, I went through with my son, like had to go and delete pictures of my son because, you know, even though people are like, oh, I love it. It humanizes you. It makes me feel connected with you. That's good. But there's also, you know, many people who are not there for that. And so like, you got to stay true to yourself. Like, do what you want. If you really want to post pictures of your kids, go for it. But it's probably not going to help you from a business standpoint.
Yeah. Well, and you will attract people that like pictures of your kids.
Yeah, watch out for that. And then Erica needs clarification about comments and hashtags.
I already wrote her back on that.
Good,
yeah.
Good. Okay. So yeah, so I think we got to go, you guys, because it's 2:21.
Yeah, and Christine,
we kept you for so long.
Christine, it's not failed marriage to think that you can promote your YouTube. You can still promote your YouTube on Instagram. It's just, you know, difficult.
What was the question on YouTube?
She wants to know if she can still promote her YouTube on Instagram. And yeah, you absolutely can. You just got to have amazing videos that you share and give amazing knowledge. And you got to like really give. But why? YouTube right now, though, there's like so many other ways to make money. YouTube sucks for making money unless you have millions of followers. So, you know, why do you want to promote your YouTube?
I will say this. If you're using, and it's not clear from your comment what you're using your YouTube for, but like one of my favorite accounts that I follow, her name's Whitney Simmons. She's a fitness account. She posts videos all the time. Like her whole Instagram is basically videos, but they're snippets of her YouTube videos. So you can watch like the really short version on her Instagram. But then if you want like the tutorial of the full video, and I've done this too for some of my challenges, you can go watch that on YouTube. So it's not like, I don't think it's a bad thing to promote your YouTube. It just, like Carrie said, it has to be intentional. If that's the way that you're trying to make money, if you're trying to grow your YouTube to where you can monetize it because you have at least 10,000 views per video and you're actually making money, then yeah, use your Instagram. It's good to, it can be really beneficial to pick one social channel that you really want to focus on, it being where you grow your brand, and then use the other ones to support it. But you guys, you don't need to be big on all of them. Like, it's only going to dilute you if you're trying to be huge on Twitter and YouTube and Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook. Like, you know, you don't need to do them all. Choose the ones that resonate most with you. If you love photography, then you're in the right place being on Instagram, because it's
I would say pick two.
Yeah. Don't just pick one. Yeah. But pick two. You can even have three. Like for me, I love Instagram. I love YouTube. I'm not even on Snapchat. I have a Twitter, but I like don't tweet anything ever. And you know, I use my Facebook, but I use it in a different way, like to, you know, really just for the business. And then on my personal Facebook, I'll post whatever stuff, you know, pictures of my family vacation.
Yeah, you guys can have different personalities on the different platforms. So don't be the same thing on all the platforms, okay? Like on Snapchat, you're going to see like nonsense me, all right? I'm not going to, it's total nonsense. On Instagram, you guys know what you're going to see on Instagram. Facebook, I just repost Instagram. YouTube, not even on it, right? You know, like you guys pick two and be two different things on these things. Like we all have different sides, right? I'm not the same. I'm 5 different people during the day, you know? So pick a different platform and be somebody a little bit different. Still you, but just a little bit different, you know, like show the other side of mommyhood. Like Amelia could be mommy on Snapchat and attract breastfeeding people.
Yeah, I'm way more goofy on YouTube. If you come to my YouTube, I'm like,
but really quick, hey, Denise asked, how do I decide what to write on my pictures? You guys, they have generators, like they're called blog generators. You can Google them, okay? And you type in one word, like purpose, and it'll generate like a main sentence for you. And then that'll give you an idea. So you guys can do things like that if you have a block on what to write about.
You can also go Pinterest cruising and like save a bunch of quotes that you like.
Quotes are great.
To your phone. Quotes are great. You can always start with a quote and let that direct your comment. I did a post on my blog recently called Resocialize Your Media, which has 26 writing prompts. So you can also Google writing prompts, and that might help you, figure out something to say. At the end of the day, like if you really don't have anything to say, a quote, some emojis, or I don't have anything to say today, but I love this picture because it's so beautiful, and I hope you guys are having a great day.
Yeah. You guys, I want to know how you guys felt about this webinar. Did you guys find it helpful? Would you recommend it to your friends? Type in the comment box. And you guys, on that note, one of my most commented post was, tell me with one emoji how you're feeling right now. And it had 5,000 comments.
There you go.
You don't always need to be, so amazing with your words.
If you guys have specific feedback that you want to share with us, we would love to hear from you. Again, like direct emails, to Carrie@beachyogagirl.com or Amelia@stokedyogi.com, or you can send us a DM on Instagram. Let us know what you think, how it was for you. The more you connect with us, the more we connect with you. And we really are invested in your growth. Like we care. We really give a shit, you guys. We really care about helping you. That's why we're here. So, helping people find their purpose and grow their business and pursue their dreams for both of us is our greatest passion. So this is a huge honor. We just thank you for being here. We prayed for all of you guys before this, that this would bless you and benefit you. And we just hope that
we want to know. Yes.
Yeah. And so thank you so much for your feedback. If there are anything that you think could be improved, we would love to hear that as well. If you are really hoping to learn, more about stories or more about live, again, that's going to be in our full e-course, and we'd love to have you join us there. It's so much information that we just can't cram it in. I mean, we took 3 hours almost to.
I know, we tried.
It took a long time. We did our best. But we just really want to thank you guys. It means so much to us that you're here, and just thank you. So we hope that you guys see great growth from this. Please stay connected with us on Instagram. Let us know how it's going. Don't be shy about connecting with each other in the Facebook group, and we'll make sure that you guys get that link this afternoon. And then we'll watch you guys grow. We can't wait.
And recommend this to Amelia and I will probably do this again. So when it comes around again, please recommend this. Please help us grow and recommend this to your friends and family and your Instagram accounts. And, we will, if you shout us out, we'll shout you out. All right. So if you recommend our webinar to, on your stories or on your live or whatever, we will put that in our stories and we'll shout you guys out.
Yeah. Also, next time, you guys, we haven't announced it yet, but we will likely have an affiliate program. So that'll be available to all of you guys that have already done this. So if you are referring people, there will be a kickback for you on it. So we have to finalize the details of how that's going to work, but you will receive an email about it once it's determined. So thank you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you on Instagram. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.